A crucial wild card battle in the Eastern Conference. The Detroit Red Wings and the Ottawa Senators in crucial positioning as 7 teams are in the mix for the 2 wild card spots in the Eastern Conference in the NHL this season. The Red Wings find themselves 2 points out the final wild card spot, or actually it's now 3 points out the final wild card spot, standing at 66 points. The Ottawa Senators hold the final wild card spot in the East with 69 points, one behind the Columbus Blue Jackets. In the mix of it all are the New York Rangers, who have 68 points, the Montreal Canadiens and Boston Bruins, who also each have 66 points, with the Red Wings in a three-way tie. The Red Wings and Canadiens each having the same number of games played, though the Red Wings have tiebreaker because of the number of regulation wins over Montreal with 22-21. Boston has the same number of regulation wins as Detroit, but has 2 more games played than Detroit. You also have the New York Islanders, who have 65 points, having played 63 games, and the Philadelphia Flyers at 62 points. So as it stands, it is a 17 battle. The Flyers basically are saying that they're basically out of it with the trades that they're going through as of right now. I am Alec Nava. Hello, everyone, and happy birthday to our fellow Patrick's Happy Hour Network member, Danny Boy. Hope that it's all good, and go and celebrate. So I want to get that shout out the way first and foremost, as we get this preview of the Red Wings and the Senators here tonight down to the ice rink. The Red Wings, they dropped their 5th straight game, a 5-2 loss to the Washington Capitals. They entered the third period leading 2-1 before allowing 4 unanswered goals, 2 of them shorthanded. In this tough stretch, they're just averaging 2 goals per game, allowing 4.2 goals per game. Ottawa picked up their 2nd straight win with a 4-3 overtime victory over the New York Rangers after acquiring Dylan Cozens in a trade with the Buffalo Sabres that saw Josh Norris and Jacob Bernard-Docker getting sent to Buffalo. Ottawa is banking on the opportunity that Cozens rebounds to old form with Buffalo, that they're looking to his 2023 form. The fact that they gave up a draft pick to pick as well, that Buffalo gave up a draft pick in trading away Cozens, might be an acknowledgement that Buffalo sees Norris as the better player in this trade, and that they're hoping that injury issues don't hold him back. So Detroit's playoff hopes are fading fast. The Red Wings have lost 5 straight and are now 3 points behind Ottawa for the final wild card spot in the East. The schedule isn't helping either. They have the 2nd toughest remaining slate behind, based on regular season point totals. To make matters worse, they had a baffling trade deadline. They had a 35-year-old Craig Smith and 33-year-old goaltender Petr Mrazek, who each have struggled, and neither move significantly improves playoff chances, and Steve Yzerman has effectively signaled the team isn't good enough to justify a bigger push. He might be right, maybe because they aren't, who knows. Since Todd McLellan took over on December 27th, they ranked 28th in expected goals percentage at 5-on-5. The Red Wings remain one of the league's worst offensive teams outside of a power play that's been unsustainably high but started to cool off. They managed to break even in goal differential, but that likely won't last. Cam Talbot as of late has been dreadful, posting an .874 save percentage and a .338 goals against average. Alex Lyon has respectable numbers, but neither he nor Mrazek seem likely to save this sinking ship. And most baffling as such, Lyon has been named a healthy scratch for this game, so Petr Mrazek will be the backup goaltender. Ottawa, on the other hand, has won 3 of 4 since snapping a 5-game losing streak, and now have a chance to deal a major blow to Detroit's playoff hopes. A win here would vault the Sens past Columbus into the first wildcard spot. Tim Stützle enters this game on a 14-game point streak, tallying 20 points in that span, and Jake Sanderson isn't far behind with 17 points in that same stretch. Brady Tkachuk remains the team's top goal scorer. He leads Ottawa 26 goals, having scored in 5 straight games, including a 2-goal effort against the Rangers on Saturday. Dylan Cozens had himself a solid debut. He picked up an assist. He's skating on the second line. David Perron and Drake Batherson are also playing wing on the top power play unit. This is the first of a back-to-back for Ottawa. They have a trip to Philadelphia tomorrow. Given the Red Wings' impact on the playoff race, Linus Ullmark is going to get the start. He's won 3 of his last 4, but has allowed at least 3 goals in every game since he returned from injury on February 4th, posting a 3-4-1 record of an .891 save percentage and a .372 goals against average. It's the third of 4 meetings between these two teams this season. Ottawa won the first matchup 2-1 at home, but lost in overtime 3-2 at Detroit. The first meeting on December 5th, the most recent meeting on January 7th. But the Sens have won 7 of their last 10 games, including 4 of their last 5, so take that as you will. So Ottawa's 3-2-1 since returning for the Four Nations face-off break, averaging 3.33 goals per game. But goals allowed has not been kind to them, 3.83 goals allowed per game. But they had that overtime win over the New York Rangers, which could help them in a sense. So go to our projected lineups, beginning with the visiting Detroit Red Wings. At the top line, Elmer Soderblom, Dylan Larkin, Lucas Raymond. Second line is Alex DeBrincat, Marco Kasper, and Patrick Kane. The third line is Jonathan Berggren, JT Compher, and Vladimir Tarasenko. And to round out, Tyler Mott, Michael Rasmussen, and Craig Smith. On the defensive pairings, it begins with Ben Sherratt with Moritz Seider, Simon Edvinsson with Albert Johansson, and to round out, Eric Gustafsson and Justin Hall. The start is Cam Talbot, Mrazek is the backup. Scratching the lineup are Alex Lyon and Dominic Shine. On the injured list are Jeff Petry, Andrew Kopp, and Carter Mazur. Mazur's NHL debut lasted all of just 1 game as he exited the game with an upper body injury. Petry's out with an undisclosed upper body injury as well since January the 2nd, and Andrew Kopp is out for the season, undergoing left pectoral tendon surgery on February the 25th, so he is out for the season. For the Senators, their projected lines like this: Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and Claude Giroux. David Perron, Dylan Cozens, Drake Batherson, Ridley Gregg, Shane Pinto, Mike Amadio, and to round it out, Matthew Highmore, Adam Gaudette, and Fabian Zetterlund. For the defensive pairs, Jake Sanderson with Artem Zub, Thomas Chabot with Nick Jensen, and Tyler Klevin with Travis Hamonic. Linus Ullmark is the starter, and Tom Forsberg the backup. Scratching the lineup are Dennis Gilbert and Nicholas Montepallo. And on the injured list is Nick Cozens, as he is out with a knee injury since January the 29th. Retroactive to the injury, he's supposed to be out between 6 and 8 weeks, so he should be returning soon enough. If it's not middle of March, then it will be late in March by the time he comes back from his injury, in time for when Ottawa makes their playoff push. Mrazek was acquired to trade with the Blackhawks, so he will dress for the first time in his second stint with the Red Wings. Given that he spent a previous stint with Detroit wearing the number 34. The number 34 this time around is taken by Alex Lyon. Smith, who the Red Wings acquired in the same trade as Mrazek, will also make his Red Wings debut. Zetterlund was acquired to trade with the Sharks, making his Senators debut. He was acquired alongside Tristan Robbins in exchange for Zach Ostapchuk and other draft capital and prospects. Jensen missed the morning skate, but he is expected to play tonight, as said by Travis Green, the Sens head coach. Gilbert was a placeholder for Jensen during the morning skate, and Montepallo took reps as the 7th defenseman. So Jensen was a game-time decision whether either player would dress. But the primary concern is about Nick Jensen, given his status. So the Red Wings and Senators have an exciting rivalry in recent seasons, given that both teams are young and both teams have playoff aspirations. They're battling for position in the race for an Eastern Conference wildcard spot, and are 2 pivotal points which will be up for grabs here at Canadian Tire Center. So as we get on the recent look at the great chase, Alex Ovechkin with a backhand empty net goal from center ice last night against the Seattle Kraken. He is 9 goals away from passing Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. That's not the only Gretzky record that is being chased right now. Sidney Crosby is chasing another Gretzky record for the most point per game seasons in NHL history. The record stands at 19, that is set by Gretzky and tied by Crosby. If Crosby does get another point per game season this year, that will be 20, which will be a new NHL record. So as we get the hold on here for this game, it is the Red Wings and the Senators here for crucial playoff positioning. As we get the recent news that is right now, the most recent news in the NHL as we go around here throughout the league. So it's been said about Aaron Ekblad just recently that Ekblad has been handed a 20-game suspension for violating the terms of the NHL and NHLPA and performance-enhancing substances program. The league's announcement included that per the CBA, the suspension came with a mandatory referral to the NHL and NHLPA program for substance abuse and behavioral health. Ekblad will undergo evaluation and possible treatment. Ekblad released a statement after suspension. He said, quote, "The news that I failed a random drug test was a shock. Ultimately, I made a mistake by taking something to help me recover from recent injuries without first checking with proper medical and team personnel. I have let my teammates, the Panthers organization, and our great fans down. For that, I am truly sorry. I have accepted responsibility for my mistake and will be fully prepared to return to my team when the suspension is over. I have learned a hard lesson and cannot wait to be back with my teammates." So as such, the Panthers have 18 regular season games remaining. So as such, Ekblad will be out for the first 2 playoff games of the Panthers. So he has anchored the top pairing this season alongside Gustav Forsling for the Panthers. 3 goals and 33 points in 56 games. He has spent his entire career with the Panthers, which has now spanned 11 seasons, as he was the first overall pick in 2014. This is the first ever PED-related suspension since Nate Schmidt received a 20-game suspension when he was a member of the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's something to note about. But the treatment was for taking into account recent injuries. Juuso Välimäki had surgery to repair a torn ACL, and he will be out for between 8 and 9 months. His extended absence means he's going to miss training camp at least the first month of next season. He has 1 more year left on his contract at a $2 million cap hit. He recently cleared waivers and was assigned to the Tucson Roadrunners of the AHL, having played 1 game for them on February the 28th. So he has to repair a torn ACL, and a big bummer for the Utah Hockey Club. So it was said Brad Marchand wanted to negotiate contract talks with the Boston Bruins, but the Bruins were not wanting to compromise. As such, the only team who wanted to be traded to was the Florida Panthers. He got his wish. Is now a Florida Panther. That seems wrong. So it is 7:50 p.m. as we're getting closer on to puck drop. Mikko Rantanen did tell the Hurricanes that there are 4 teams he was willing to be playing for. The Hurricanes were not one of those teams. The thing is, there were contract extension talks that stalled out. The Hurricanes offered him a contract extension, but Rantanen made it clear that he was not willing to sign an extension with the Hurricanes. Carolina had 2 options: to either use him strictly as a rental or trade him away and get something in return. The Hurricanes chose the latter, and as such, Rantanen signed an extension with the Dallas Stars, 8 years, that is worth $96 million. Now, Twitter has been acting up as of recently today. So there's a lot of discussion about that throughout today. Now, getting closer to puck drop as both teams finish their anthems. Cam Talbot and Linus Ullmark being in the crease for the Red Wings and the Senators as Ullmark is getting set. Ullmark 15, 11, and 3 of a .273 GAA and a .908 save percentage. Talbot has had a strong start, but he's been dreadful as of late. And that's what caused the save percentage to plunge down to .899. The Red Wings are starting with Dylan Larkin's line at center ice, and the more Cider pairing as well. Top line and top pairing. As Elmer Soderblom is getting active minutes on this top line with the Red Wings, and he is doing good in that role. Ottawa is countering with the Shane Pinto line with Mike Amadio onto the ice. As Ridley Gregg wins the opening faceoff, we're underway. Detroit and Ottawa. Crucial playoff spots on the line here, though this race is far from over. Dumped in by the Senators as Talbot will leave behind his crease. And it's picked up by the Red Wings. All past center. Soderblom mishandled it and is moved up by Amadio. Chasing after it is Seider. Seider backhands it over to the near half boards as Soderblom was getting chipped up at that spot. It goes back for Soderblom and then across over to the right side. Moving up is Raymond. Quick shot wide the net onto the near corner. Bouncing puck around for the left point and it's settled down over at the near corner Ottawa's zone. Poked away and it's Jake Sanderson, Four Nations faceoff representative of the United States. He's backpedaling away from JT Compher as we have our first line changes of this game. Sanderson still waiting for an open lane. And out through the far side is batted in by Brady Tkachuk. On for Talbot, who backhands it over to the far corner. Several pushes by Tkachuk as this is loose out in front, collected by Detroit. Craig Smith and his Detroit debut acquired from Chicago in the Joe Veleno trade. Scooped up by Clevin, pursued by Tarasenko as it's sent down the length of the ice. It'll be not an icing. I thought it was going to be, but it was an accidental touch-up by Simon Edvinsson. Bouncing up and Nick Jensen. And this hit a skate offside is the call. As Smith donning the Red Wings jersey for the first time in his career. He has 5 points in his last 8 games though. This season with Chicago, he's played 40 games, 9 goals and 7 assists. But he has 5 points in his last 8 games. He struggled mightily before that point. Faceoff is won by Ottawa. Back to retrieve is Jensen, the former Capital. Over to the far side, it's bouncing once, twice, before scooped up by Jensen again. Red Wings heavy in pursuit as Marco Kasper takes several whacks at the puck. Cozens protecting in tight. Cozens trying to wrap this one through outside the zone and clears it. Red Wings back to retrieve. Eric Gustafsson will move it up. It is Alex DeBrincat who moves up with the puck, and this wild shot goes out of Ullmark. Bouncing up around past Kasper and out of the zone. Will be scooped up by Detroit. This is Patrick Kane. Kane waits and he'll move it up through the ice. Kasper dumps this in. After the puck now is Tyler Mott. Behind the net, Rasmussen. Deflected away from the puck and is scooped up by the Sens. Bouncing puck going over to the Detroit zone. Seider backhands it away from Zetterlund and he got a good reverse hit. All of that wacky shot gets blocked away by Talbot. Red Wings trying to clear. It'll be scooped up by Seider. The Red Wings have one of the best power play hates in the game. However, 5-on-5, that's the area that they've been struggling. Dumped in over to the far corner was Clevin, who deflects it away. Scooped up by the Sens, and it goes to Clevin. Tyler Clevin holding on to the puck. Still Larkins watching. Elmer Soderblom near the near corner. Now coming out with this one. As this is moved up, bounced up for the far side, and Talbot is out to play this. Shane Pinto tried to get this one away. Now the Red Wings have it. For the far side and a little bump. No run though. Albert Johansson was the last touch for Detroit. Artem Zub deflected inside by the Red Wings and they'll scoop it up. Johansson trying to get this one away from several Sens including Amadio. Amadio trying to get it. Several whacks at the puck at the near corner. Gregg is there. Amadio sticks it away. Amadio trying to center. And Talbot under siege. Grabs a hold of it and Amadio wants to go after Edvinsson. 3:35 into this first period as Amadio is hot and is testy. Lucas Raymond was there. A stick whip by Amadio to try to set this one up in front. There was nobody in the swap as Shane Pinto was trying to close inside. Amadio wanted to get this one from behind the net, but it bounced just a little off the post that fell onto Talbot. Dylan Cozens to take the face-off for the Senators up against JT Compher. It's to the left of Talbot. As Cozens tossed out the face-off dot and it's not Shane Pinto, it's David Perron will take his place. Compher wins it and it'll go to Seider. Seider bumped and the Sens keep this one inside. Low deflective pass over the far side as the Sens regroup. Nick Jensen holds, fires it, and it's stopped by Talbot out of play. Nick Jensen with the last shot as Petr Mrazek is back in Detroit. 10-19-2 with Chicago. 346 GAA and 890 save percentage behind one of the more porous defenses in the NHL. The Blackhawks have recalled second overall pick Artem Levshinov from the AHL. Mort Seider off the faceoff through the air. This gets batted away by the Sens to prevent the Red Wings from attacking. Jensen through the far side on the pass as Chabot had it knocked away from him. Back to Jensen it goes. Jensen looks off the near side boards and is scooped up by Bafferson, who sent across quarter to the far side. Red Wings there. Through the far side, Detroit. Little dipsy doodle as they move it up through the middle. Started with the first to the right side. And a blazing shot gets turned away by Ullmark. Says tried to get it out. Bounced off of one of the Red Wings and back for Sanderson from Zub. Sanderson up the middle. For the near side, moving it up is Stutzla. Tim Stutzla to the slot. Stutzla gets knocked away at the puck. Giroux on the hole. One-timer. And Tkachuk is stopped by Talbot, who will hold. Top of the right circle, Brady Tkachuk wanted to one-time that one through as the Red Wings. He wanted to do more of their offense. Goals per game, 23rd at 278. Goals against per game, 3.16, also at 23rd. Even though Tom McClellan has sparked that they needed desperately. The Sens, not too far ahead, the Red Wings in terms of goals per game at 21st, 2.81. Goals against per game, 2.81 as well. They rank 10th in that category. And the Red Wings are one of the better teams on the power play. Penalty kill has not been their strong suit. Off this faceoff is a tie-up at the dot. Marco Kasper wanted to get it, but the Red Wings lose control. Zub around. At the far corner, it's held inside, but rushing to the puck is to break it. On for the far half board, it's cleared, and the Sens want to get this one back inside. And it bounced out. 4:53 into this first period. No goals to speak of. However, there's a lot of physical at Odie with this Sens team. Jake Sanderson, 24-29 time on ice per game. He has 17 points in his last 14 games, so he's on a hot run as of late, being the number one defenseman on the Senators as he rose to the occasion. Stutzel out the face-off Sanderson for Zub. Zub fires his one around for the boards. Off the far corner, it's held in by Ottawa, but Detroit is right there. Kasper, gloved down by Zub as they didn't get it out. Zub shot deflected and it's stopped by Talbot. Kane right there. Kane gets this one out. And the Sens will shoot this one back inside wide of Talbot. And Talbot will leave this one behind for Johansson. Albert Johansson, one of the Red Wings defensive prospects, called up onto the ice. Johansson gets stymied. And Marco Kasper sends it. It looked like it was going to be wide of Ullmark. But he'll leave behind for Nicholas Matapalo. Matapalo inserted into the lineup as initially the spot, the right defensive spot, was initially going to be held by Travis Hamonic. So now, both teams wanting to get some momentum here, and so far there's none. Shots are 4-1 Ottawa to start off this game. The Sens in cruise control. The Red Wings just cannot get anything going as of late. Talbot for Seider, who gets decked. Chiarot under siege, gets help from Dominic Shine. Shine gets dispossessed, and the Sens hold the zone. Shot wide the net, and Talbot will hold on to it, and Shine's going to go after what I believe is Matthew Highmore. So as we step out of this one, no scoring here to begin this game after 6+ minutes of action. Brady Tkachuk was emotional following the news of Josh Norris getting traded to the Buffalo Sabres. That's his friend there. His friend that got traded away to Buffalo. They know each other well. They were teammates with Ottawa for a while, and it looked like they had something together. Unfortunately, it's a business. Both start the face-off, so do this over again. To the Ottawa Senators, a team that have playoff aspirations this year. So are the Red Wings. They think they can get over the hump this year. Will this be the time? Nick Jensen in control after the Red Wings could not establish any offensive momentum. But a turnover here. Smith takes it away. Shot is stopped by Ullmark from a sharp angle. And the Red Wings trying to press here. Backhand to keep this one inside the zone. Not for long though, as the Sens pick it up and they move this out to center. Simon Edvinsson. This went off the boards and it bounced up. And it's back with the Sens. Claude Giroux scooping it up. Alternate captain with Ottawa. He used to be the Philadelphia Flyers captain. Moving it off the boards. And this one wrapped around as the Sens are chasing after the puck. The Red Wings are over at the near corner. Both teams fighting for possession as it's poked away. Hall has it. Justin Hall through the far side. Bounced up and it's grabbed down by Gustafsson. Raymond tried to fire it in and his face was Zoo. Back for Sanderson. Jake Sanderson. Moving it for Ridley Gregg. Gregg under siege by Hall. Bouncing puck as this gets chopped around past Talbot and scooped up by Gustafsson. Gustafsson off the boards. Held inside by Ottawa. Could not be corralled for Amadio. Amadio around Gustafsson. Now a half spin backwards for Sanderson. Sanderson shot for the point and there was contact in front. It's gloved down by Talbot. And you would be fair to wonder that if that was going to be a goal, you would believe if there was going to be a call for goaltender interference there at that spot. Who knows though, because that goal never happened. So Jonathan Berggren looked to be the guy that was going to be in the lineup. But that's not the case anymore. The Red Wings have missed the playoffs for 8 consecutive seasons. The Senators for 7 consecutive. Both teams wanting to end their droughts this year. One-timer, Chabot bounced up high. And it will be collected at the near corner. The Brinket trying to take it away for Detroit. Backhanded by Zetterlund. And in control now is Kasper. Kasper shoved away by Chabot. That allows Stutzle to pick up the puck. He had to get it off on time because his teammate got hounded. That is Jensen. Jensen finally has help. 3-on-2 back the other way. This is Giroux. Giroux will look up front for Stutzle. Brady Tkachuk there to help him out. Tkachuk to the point for Chabot. Mishandled the puck. And Patrick Kane will scoop it up. Kane waits. And will go cross ice for Kasper who takes it in. Kasper fires deflected by Jensen. And it'll be at the far corner where Tkachuk was there. Wraparound shot went wide the net. And it will be picked up by Nick Jensen. Jensen fakes out Mott. Both up front. To David Perron across for Bafferson. Bafferson gets it right by Albert Johansson. And now it's Michael Rasmussen who gets this one down the ice. A foot race. On the hitting end of it is Tyler Quevin as he shoves away Dominic Shine. Shine is under siege right now at the near corner, but Detroit is able to help him out. Gustafsson waits with the puck. Now goes around through the end boards. Rush for at the far side. JT Comfort there. Bouncing puck goes up and is scooped up by Perron. More hustles for this puck and it'll be scooped up by Hall. Justin Hall away from Dylan Cozens. Now Dylan Larkin moving up with speed. Puts on the afterburners. Larkin from deep. Fired wide. He'll pick up his own rebound and hold this one in. Intercepting the pass is Quevin. Quevin under duress by Raymond as it's docked over at the far corner. Held inside and picked up by Quevin once more. Tried to clear it. It bounces once and it will go for an icing. And it's a face-off at the Ottawa end of the ice with 10:34 left in the first period. Brady Tkachuk has been a presence all over the ice as he has scored from anywhere. Has been a physical presence any which way. Tim Stutzle and Brady Tkachuk, a dynamic duo in which many remember around Canada's capital. It's the site of this game, Ottawa's set to get a new arena come 2026, which is a downtown. So the talks for breaking ground have been in place. Linus Ullmark, as the dump in was from center ice. From the far half boards, errant pass, and now we get a penalty, it seems. So our referees for this game are Garrett Rank and Johnny Bear, Matt McPherson and Jesse Marquis, our linesmen. And is Adam Gaudette getting called for the penalty. The call is for slashing. It was easy call to make as the contact for the stick was made towards the hand of Vladimir Tarasenko. So the Red Wings want the best power plays in the league. They'll get a chance at breaking this game open. A shot at getting on the board first. They've been going sluggish at 5-on-5, but any which moment, any way that they can take it, they will get that opportunity. Dylan Larkin to take the faceoff opposite Claude Giroux. The top power play unit is out. Larkin, Patrick Kane, both out there. Alex DeBrincat as well. Mort Seider on the top power play unit alongside Ulrich Raymond. Sanderson will get the first dibs at the puck and will shoot this down the ice. Talbot there, and will leave for Seider. Seider will drop it. And here's Kane to start it off. He's moving alongside Larkin. Patrick Kane to Dylan Larkin. Bouncing puck goes up. Giroux was there. This goes back for Seider. Seider backhands around for Raymond, and now here's Kane. Kane. Red Wings trying to get set up as Seider goes for Kane once more. Patrick Kane looks down low. Kane wristed this one off the post. And Raymond. Pass goes wide to Brinkett. On the left circle, back for Seider. Now here's Kane. Once more to Seider. Seider to Raymond again. Raymond goes up top. Down low to Brinkett. Down low. This shot gets blocked. Second effort. And this goes up and over. Seider can't hold his own. More Seider. Dylan Larkin wanting to get this one back inside. He finds Raymond immediately. Raymond turns and delivers it back over to Kane again. Patrick Kane controls the point. Over to Lucas Raymond from the swat. One-timer to Brinkett. That was at a hole that was so small to see. And now another one-timer. That was a touch pass that went so quickly. Dylan Larkin scoops it up. Now goes back over to the point. Kane controls it. Kane onto the right side. Kane surveys again. He'll go back for Eric Gustafsson. Patrick Kane from the high slot delivers for Larkin. Larkin's shot stopped by Ullmark. Deflected away by Ottawa with time winding down the power play. Gustafsson holds his own. Here is Alex DeBrincat as he twists and turns for Lucas Raymond. Raymond waits, goes to his wall. One-timer stopped by Ullmark. Raymond again with this at the left circle. Raymond, DeBrincat, pass across, gets intercepted and is since cleared out to run out this penalty. Glorious chances for the Red Wings to capitalize on this power play. They have 3 shots. Turnover here. Tim Stützle wants to catch up. And moving around for Smith as Clevin backhands it outside of his own end. Giroux to left side. And Tkachuk fires it wide. 89 miles an hour as this is held inside by Matapalo. Giroux to Tim Stützle, closed up by Smith. Half spin around over the left circle. Stützle starts again. To the point for Matapalo. Matapalo fires. Rebound chance in front. And Giroux is closed up by Edvinsson. Edvinsson shoved by Tkachuk. It's a set pass. Intercepted as it was read nicely by Rasmussen. Michael Rasmussen for the near side. Sends this one down the ice. It'll be Matapalo who gets bodied by Rasmussen to hold this one inside. Nearly a turnover, but the Red Wings hold it. Sherratt across for Seider. Long shot. Deflected up and away. Detroit holds this one in. Bounced out as this one goes up. And it'll be Ben Sherratt. This was handled by a high stick. And we'll get a stoppage here with 7:23 to go. The Red Wings had a lot of glorious chances to capitalize on the power play. They just cannot find the back of the net. It's still 0-0 here when we come back. No scoring yet. The Red Wings came close, however, multiple times on their first power play. Craig Smith, getting an opportunity to join the Red Wings, is going to take it. Anyway, one or another. Smith is out there onto the ice as the fourth line comes on for Detroit. Tarasenko, Compher, and Smith. That's actually the third line. Dominic Shine on the fourth line. Deflected up, and this will be a chase for the puck that will be scooped up by Jensen. Chabot away from the Red Wings. Now moving up with the puck, as this could be a not bad rush. Here's Dylan Cozens across, and a shot, and Talbot's there. He's out of his crease. He has to get back onto it, which he does. Battle at the near quarter. Gustafson chipping his one away from the attacking Sens. Justin Hall off the far boards, and this will be Chabot as both teams make changes. The Sens trying to catch them off guard. They cannot. The Red Wings rush back to the puck to take it away from them. Lucas Raymond moves it up. Raymond off the near boards. This will be dumped in from behind the red line, so it's an icing. So Raymond's foot did not touch the red line, and as such, this will be an icing. So as we move on through here, 6:39 to go here in this first period. Neither team has scored a goal just yet, but the Red Wings have turned the tide in the recent moments because of that power play. Who knows if this could be established momentum? And still Larkin gets set for this faceoff opposite Shane Pinto. Both start out the faceoff, so he'll have to do this over again. And Pinto wins the faceoff. Zub fires this from deep, bouncing, and this goes over to the far corner. Ottawa holds it from the far corner, going to Amadio behind the net. Amadio gets shoved, but holds the puck. Backhands around for Zub. Zub from distance missed it badly. And the Red Wings will move this one up. And Soderblom got tied up on the pass. Deflected away by Zub for Sanderson. Soderblom still pursuing. And Mike Amadio chasing after the puck, but a good stick check there by Gustafson to force it out. 6:11 to go in the first. But it's Artem Zub wanting to load up. It took a wild bounce. Almost was deflected inside from the net front by Amadio. He got pushed by Ben Chiarot onto the goal, which prevented Cam Talbot from looking at the puck. 6:11 to go here in this first period. Face off at center ice, and it's won by Kasper Edvinsson. This takes a bounce off a skate. He'll be collected by Chabot. Chabot with Kasper shadowing him. Takes a bounce off the boards, and it'll be an icing against Ottawa this time with 5:58. So in a week, it will be St. Patrick's Day. So the games are going to be... So Patrick Kane had an overtime winner previously for Detroit, but this season hasn't gone so swimmingly as of late for the Red Wings. They are losers of 5 consecutive games. Each team that they have gone through has been thriller after thriller. There's an overtime winner against Anaheim, in a game which they led 4-0. So we'll get the cell down. 5:58 to go. So as we look at the recap between the July 10th, 2013 trade recap between the Blues and the Oilers, David Perron was traded to the Oilers with a third-round pick. The pick was later forfeited to the Sharks when Todd McLellan was hired as the Oilers head coach. San Jose selected Mike Robinson with the 86th overall pick after that trade recap between Perron and the Oilers and Blues. So that's something wild to note about. So after this stoppage, 5:50 to go, the faceoff was at center ice. It was not an icing. Behind Talbot's crease, both teams battling for this loose puck. It's scooped up by Cozens. Out in front! Talbot stopped it! And hold on to it. As Fabian Zetterlund was right there, looming large. As he was right ready to strike and pounce. Wow. The trade deadline acquisition from San Jose was right after the front of the net. As Gaudette kicked the puck to himself out that scrum behind the net. Fabian Zetterlund is moving up front, right in front of Talbot. 5:41 to go in this first period. Is Dylan Larkin's going to get this face-off? It's a false start. So we look at Zetterlund, even though he's not the biggest forward onto the ice, he can play a crucial role being a net front presence. Now another false start at the face-off dot. This time it's Ridley Greig who will be tossed out. So first a false start against the Red Wings, now a false start against the Senators. So Zetterlund standing at 5'11", not a towering forward, but he could be a crucial net front presence. Shot right in front, gets deflected away as the Red Wings pick this one up. And they'll move it out to center. Lucas Raymond backhands it deep. Jake Sanderson starting off with his own zone. Skating up the center with it. Dumping this one down. And after the puck is Johansson away from Gray. Johansson getting held up behind the net at the near corner. Amadio there, so is Edvinsson. Amadio poking this one loose. Amadio gets denied of a wraparound opportunity. And Sanderson will move it across over to Zub. Zub waits. Will send this one towards behind the net, but it was intercepted at the near corner. And so we have a stoppage here with 5 minutes to go. So as is the case, with David Perron and Dylan Larkin. And David Perron checked Artem Zub from behind. After Zub decked, Larkin was laying motionless onto the ice. Perron got a 6-game suspension for the retaliatory penalty he committed against Zub. And now the two of them are teammates. As ironic as it sounds. Claude Giroux and Marco Kasper for the faceoff, won by Giroux. Shabbat slaps this one around. Off Talbot, the rebound in front was swept away by Hall. And Hall goes down. And a stoppage ensues. And is a penalty against Detroit at the end of things. It's going to be Justin Hall going to the box. No, it's not a power play. It's going to be 4-on-4. As Justin Hall has 2 minutes for slashing. Tim Stützle gets 2 minutes for holding. So it's going to be 4-on-4. 4:51 to go in the first period. So both teams having expanded ice time. Tim Stützle tried to plead his case to Garrett Rank, but he held Justin Hall clearly, and Hall slashed Stützle right after the play. What in the world? And Stützle is upset at the end of it. And these two are having a conversation from the penalty box. And Stützle disagreeing with the notion of the penalty that he received. So we now have 4-on-4 beginning at the Red Wings defensive end. Cozens loses the faceoff, and in pursuit is one of the Red Wings that was Sider, and the Red Wing goes down. Taking the drop pass is Tarasenko as he starts up. Tarasenko backhands for Compher. JT Compher looks to Ben Sherratt. Sherratt controlling on his backhand around Cozens. Compher able to hold this one inside as Jensen was shoving him away. Move right behind as this is Bafferson sticking this. And the Sens able to regroup. Drake Bafferson entering the zone on his own. Oh, a badly timed drop pass, and it results in an offside as Nick Jensen moves this one through. Good skating. Good skating by Nick Jensen. However, that was an errant sequence, resulting in an offside. Warren Nightingale's play with the Red Wings, Nick Jensen, being more of a defensive centerpiece, we got dealt to the Washington Capitals. Shane Pinto starts up for Ottawa. Pinto moves around. Pinto past Raymond as he sends this away from Talbot. Talbot able to get it away from danger from a precarious spot. Gustafsson under siege as the puck came back to him as he spins out Gregg. Gustafsson still there. Gustafsson moves behind for Raymond. Lucas Raymond moves up for the ice. 2-on-3 as they enter for the zone. Raymond fires it off of Ullmark, and this bounces up behind the net. Away from several cents, including Sanders, and is held inside. To the slot, Edvinsson gets denied by Ullmark. It's out to center ice. The Red Wings restart for their own zone. Kane fakes the drop pass to Edvinsson, who'll take it himself. Kane moves ahead for Kasper. Marco Kasper around Thomas Chabot gets forced behind the net. Kasper will look again. Kasper will leave behind. Kane circling around the defense. Kane fires it up high. And it's out of zone. 15 left. And 4-on-4 as we get resettled into this. Sherratt will drop it behind for Kasper. 5 seconds to go here. And Kane will drop it again for Seider. Seider loses a tire. And he gets back up. As we are back to 5-on-5 as Hull is back out onto the ice. Talbot leaves behind for Kasper. Kasper mugged behind the net. And more Seider from the near corner gets this one out. 2:36 to go as this is a poke, but quickly able to recover is Montepallo. Detroit sticks this one away from the danger that Ottawa poses. At the near half boards, the Red Wings move this one up. Towards center, it's Mott. Mott gets this one around Quevin. Montepallo there. Montepallo backhands it away over to Zetterlund. And Johansson wants to hold it, cannot, but the Red Wings help him out. Just held inside the line by Edvinsson. Simon Edvinsson looks at the near corner. Edvinsson still surveying. Edvinsson still holding. Forehands this one around to the near half boards. Mott gets closed off with 2 minutes to go. This bounces around and this gets sticked away. Tyler Mott. Errant pass as he just gave it away directly to a Senator and moves this one out. 1:45 to go. As holding on to is DeBrincat. DeBrincat cycles back. The Red Wings waiting timeout as they want to search for a lane. There was none. Zub. Artem Zub from center ice sends this one through and we scooped up by Sherratt. 90 seconds left in the frame. This bounced up out and there will be no icing on this play as Artem Zub is the first one back. Away from harm's way. And this is JT Compher moving away from Ridley Gregg as he gets this one out. Zub, Amadio. Senators controlling at center ice. They get this one back inside. Amadio looks, fires it off the pads of Talbot. Sens able to hold this one in the final minute of the first period. Jensen holding this one. This gets caught up by Talbot. And he'll hang on to the puck with 56.2. We've yet to see how each team will break out here. Both teams have 9 shots apiece. Alex DeBrincat has been a goal-scoring threat from anywhere. He wants to recapture that form that made him an A-tier goal scorer with Chicago. I want to get back to those numbers. Dylan Larkin and Claude Giroux to the left of Cam Talbot. Giroux's the better face-off man, and he showed it here. Tie up for the puck at the near half boards. Chabot fires it. That was blocked in front by Soderblom. 48 left. Larkin could not receive the pass. That was actually Edvinsson. And it'll be Chabot collecting the puck on the ice with 45.6. On the standings, the Sens at 69 points in the 17 battle for the Eastern Conference wildcard spots. The Rangers, Red Wings, Canadiens, Bruins, and Islanders not out of it. So this is a tight race to follow. Who knows if we're going to see potential upsets? You never know. 41 seconds ago as this one up for the sky. As not enough for an icing. It's too close. Jensen trying to clear but cannot. Backhanded pass could not get this one to stay. And Chabot runs into one of the linesmen. Accidentally, and now a trip. This is going to be a penalty. Simon Edmondson guilty as charged. And so Ottawa will get their first power play. And Albert Johansson and Brady Tkachuk having a scuffle with one another. Tkachuk taking exception to the trip that Edmondson had on Tim Stützle. But that was for a different matter as Chabot runs into one of the referees. Simon Edmondson. Ooh, that looked dangerous. He's alright. But Edmondson tripped up Stützle afterwards as Stützle was trying to cut in front. But that was a stick onto the skates. And that's a no-no. And Tkachuk runs into Albert Johansson afterwards inadvertently, and Johansson didn't like that. Tkachuk is one of those players that loves to get under your skin. Signed for the 2028 season. And he'll be out there on his first power play unit for Detroit. We'll see how he goes here. Heading into this one. As the face-off is going to be won by the Red Wings. Sends on the power play of carryover power play time if they don't convert. Stützle is stopped by Talbot. This rebound will be collected by Sanderson at the left point. Going to Stützle again. Stützle loading up again. Tic-tac-toe! This one went wide. Talbot may have got a piece. 6 seconds. Red Wings trying to clear this one out. And it's going over to the far corner. Do the Sens have enough time to get one last shot off? Yes, they do. It never made its way over to Talbot. And that's how this period ends. But he has to push and shoving after the matter of fact. As these two teams are angry. Their blood is boiling. They know they are heated rivals. They want to make their presence felt. And Brady Tkachuk has his helmet ripped off of him. Bafferson, Rasmussen, Cozens all over the scuffle. Seider also there. As Moritz Seider and Brady Tkachuk, after the whistle, after the final horn, they were shoving each other after the first period ended, as this battle was not over as these two were going in testing with one another. No gloves were dropped, but at the end of it all, it's scoreless after one. The Red Wings power play's been energized, and the Senators want a little dose with their action here. But so far, no red lights. We'll be right back for the first intermission report. I am Alec Nava. Stay tuned. This is the first intermission report. I am Alec Nava. Even though we're scoreless, both teams look good. The Senators at 5-on-5, the Red Wings on the power play. 9 shots apiece between these two teams. The Sens leading the way in the physicality department, 19-14. Sens have taken 14 of the 21 faceoffs as well. Neither team has scored on the power play. The Red Wings at 2 minutes on theirs. The Sens have carryover power play time entering the second period. As both teams have taken 2 penalties apiece. Did go 4-on-4 for a while. Nothing was sorted out of that. Block shots are 9-2 Red Wings. That's the one shot you do not want to be leading at because it's going to tire out your body. 2-0 takeaways for Ottawa and 6-3 Red Wings on the giveaways. Another stat you do not want to lead. So, in terms of who has looked good and who hasn't, you'll be looking along the lines of Alex DeBrincat looking good for Detroit, especially on that power play. Cam Talbot stood on his own for Detroit. For Ottawa, you'll be thinking Mike Amadio, Nick Jensen, who are tied for the shots lead with Fabian Zetterlund. Zetterlund had a good chance himself as he got out in front to get a wide open feed from Adam Gaudette on the low slot. Gaudette kicked the pass to himself off a behind the net scramble, and Gaudette immediately found a cutting Zetterlund, who was waiting right in front of the net to get the feed. So as we go into the pick, the second overall pick, Artem Levshinov, that will set the stage for his debut in the NHL. 19-year-old defenseman, he has 5 goals and 17 assists in 50 games with the Rockford Ice Hogs of the AHL. He missed the start of the season because of a fractured right foot. He is a Belarusian native. He has 9 goals and 26 assists in his only season at Michigan State, winning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year. He signed an entry-level contract with the Blackhawks in July. So as such, this is going to be one of the players to watch here for the Chicago Blackhawks as they continue to rebuild. Rope Hintz was hit by a puck that was fired by Adam Henrique and left the ice with a towel pressed against his bloody face. Hintz extended his stick towards Henrique, whose wrist shot sent the puck under Hintz's visor. So on the ice with face of the towel, his team's medical staff assisted him in helping skate towards the dressing room. Pierre DeBoer said that he was at a local hospital receiving tests. The initial report was fairly optimistic for him. And the shorthanded Stars routed a 5-1 deficit hit to get within 1 goal. However, even though they lost, trade deadline acquisition Mikko Rantanen had a goal and assist in his debut for Dallas. That's after a 4-game winning streak snapped at the hands of the Oilers. Wyatt Johnston, Jamie Benn, and Matt Dumba also scored for the Stars in this game. He, of all people, Matt Dumba. So, the Alex Ovechkin goal scoring tracker, we've yet to see how things are going around for the. So, looking at the trade season grades for the Avalanche, they get an A+. They transform a team that looked like a wild card entry to one that can win the Stanley Cup. The most jarring move was dealing Rantanen in January, but the return was Martin Necas and Jack Drury. However, Colorado didn't have much leverage, so they had to pull the trigger and get what they can, which they did, and they used it to their advantage. That Necas trade was the first of a series of moves in which the Avalanche addressed areas of concern. Also the case in getting Lindgren or making up for previous missteps by adding Brock Nelson, then flipping Casey Milstead for Charlie Coyle to give them what might be the strongest center dynamic in the NHL. The Stars' approach to this year's deadline was an adjustment of their philosophies. They built their core using the draft. They traditionally have been hesitant to part with draft capital. That strategy has allowed the Stars to reach consecutive Western Conference Finals. But a more aggressive approach could see them win the Cup this year while remaining a long-term title contender. They parted with a first-round pick to get Michael Granlund and Cody Ceci, and then dealing a pair of first-round picks as a part of a trade package for Mikko Rantanen. A pair of first-round picks, a pair of third-round picks, and Logan Stankoven to get Rantanen. The Panthers get an A in the trade deadline. The reigning Stanley Cup champions make one of the first and last splashy deals of the trade deadline period. Starting with getting Seth Jones from Chicago to boost the back end in a significant way. The defensive core is strong enough already that Jones could slide into the second pairing and elevate the group as a whole. Plus, Bill Zito acquired Jones on a more reasonable $7 million cap hit because of salary retention. Nice work. It wasn't done there as well. They shocked the hockey world by getting Brad Marchand for a second-round pick. That was all in the final minute of the trade deadline. Now the Panthers have more grit and sandpaper to complement Sam Bennett and Matthew Tkachuk, who have famously battled with Marchand in the past. They didn't need to add much to be considered. They didn't need to add a lot to be considered top contenders for another cup run, because they're already top contenders for another cup run. But now they have the additions of Jones and Marchand. They jumped into the tie for the shortest odds to do so. Not to mention Vitek Vanecek and Nico Sturm getting added to the team. The Boston Bruins have decided to commit to a rebuild. Don Sweeney didn't mess around at the deadline, altering the Bruins as we know them and opening a door on a still unknown next chapter. In a sense, it was the right move, save for Marchand. It's never easy to trade a captain, but Marchand was at an impasse with management on terms for a new deal. Now I have a chance to chase another cup with Florida. Brandon Carlo and Charlie Coyle were two other viable veteran assets that Sweeney was able to flip to Toronto and Colorado respectively for first-round picks, Fraser Minton and Casey Middlestat, further setting up the Bruins up for success in the future. Minton is a 20-year-old center with enormous potential. He's an excellent addition for Boston, given their rather bare cupboard of prospects. Don Sweeney has decided the Bruins were holding out for one more run or willing to turn the page. Here, he chose the latter, and it could be the best thing for the Bruins. The Sharks, they added one first-round pick at the deadline. It would be a victory for any franchise in a rebuild. The Sharks got two of them. Obtaining that draft capital necessary to have multiple picks and multiple rounds across two draft cycles will also be beneficial to a team looking to build a promising future. They did that too. And navigating the deadline with all three of their salary retention slots filled left some to wonder if the Sharks would be able to add more draft capital. Mike Greer and company did it. They have two first-round picks this year and again next year, and multiple picks in the second and fourth rounds in both this year and next year. When they trade away Cody Ceci, Michael Granlund, Luke Cunnin, Nico Sturm, Vitek Vanecek, Jake Wallman, and Fabian Zetterlund. For the Kraken, barring a miracle, the Kraken would miss the playoffs and free up their first four seasons, leading to them adding draft capital this season. So the hopes that they'll be able to snag a first-round pick. In the deal they struck with the Lightning for Bjorkstrand and Gord returned a pair of first-round picks, adding a 2027 second-round pick in exchange for Brandon Tanev. The victories on the ice haven't occurred consistently this year, but Ron Francis' front office did quite well to stock for the future. For the Leafs, they were being caught at the deadline for too many times in previous years, but they pushed their chips in making two significant additions for the first time since 2023. Brandon Carlo is the hulking stay-at-home right-shot defenseman the Leafs have been lacking on their back end. And Scott Lawson's a physical two-way center who elevates the third line away Toronto's been begging for since the preseason, which allows Craig Berube to keep his current skaters in their natural positions. Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the back end and Max Domi up front. And bringing Carlo and Lawton shows that Brad Treliving sees the potential on this team to make a strong push in the playoffs or else. Having to give up a handful of young players in the process isn't desirable, but like the Lightning, Toronto's in win-now mode and is not afraid to make the appropriate sacrifices to see the process. Taking advantage of the club's vaunted court before it could possibly see both Mitch Marner and John Tavares out of the offseason. It's now or never, and no one can say the Leafs front office didn't leave it all out there. So as we come back, it'll be the second period here from Ottawa when we come back. I am Alec Nava. See you then. Second period is about to start in just a moment with the Senators still on the power play as a result of the penalty taken late in the first period. And now with these two going at it, Simon Edvinsson still sitting in the box. The Senators still have a minute 35 of power play time. It's a minute 25. They have. I can speak. I cannot speak now. A minute 35 left of power play time as we begin the second period. They have a minute 35 left of power play time here in the second period. Here's Tim Stützle. Stützle goes towards the right side for Giroux. Set up for Bafferson. Now Stützle again. Sanderson. Deep shot for the point. Bounced up and that went up and over. And then that as the Red Wings want to clear. Sanderson held this one side. One-timer left circle blocked. It was Dylan Cozens there. Sanderson held out the zone here from the point and looking at the right side. Stützle goes for Tkachuk. And Cozens tried to bank this one up on the cross-ice pass. Sanderson across. Stützle, who skates down low at the top of the right circle. Stützle fires in front. And Bafferson set up in front. Cozens bouncing puck. Sanderson holds his zone as the Red Wings are trying to clear. Coming out with this one is Cozens, but the Red Wings get this one all the way out. Out the net to get this one up is Ullmark for Stützle. Tim Stützle charges down. Stützle moves around two defenders. Parks at the far corner. Now towards the point. Chabot. Perron. David Perron goes back across for Chabot as the second power play unit is out there for Ottawa. Tim Stützle still holds it. Chabot fakes the one-timer. Now a one-timer down low. Talbot makes the stop. And the Red Wings try to clear again. Could not. Chabot holds it. Chabot. One more time. Stützle. Right circle. Fires. Kicked out by Talbot. And this will run out the power play. Senators still hold it. Chabot. Stützle holds it again. And Talbot's there. Everyone covers up as David Perron is ridden off this puck. Simon Edvinsson gets twisted and turned. Fabian Zetterlund. It's all the way down low. This bounces up and it goes to Nick Jensen. Jensen over to Zetterlund as the Sens re-enter. Little fancy dangle, but a quick shot is stopped by Talbot. Already the Sens have the first 5 shots of the second period in less than a 2:10 span of the second. Some crazy whacks out in front after that broken stick that was loose onto the ice. Everyone manning everything as Drake Bafferson was able to redirect a touch pass from right across. Sens trying to get on the board here. They hold the zone. Detroit retrieving it backwards. Sanderson looking to move this one up, but can't do so as Soderblom covers up for the Red Wings. Pinto as Soderblom went down. Pinto around Raymond. Sens dump this one around for the far boards. That's where Talbot goes to. And now it's Seider. More Seider. Who's center and then around for the right side. Seider around for the boards. And this will be dumped and out of play. 2:31 into the second period. As Artem Zub, one of the better defensive defensemen on the Senators team, being good at what he does. And it's one of the better partners alongside Jake Sanderson that he has. And he's comfortable on this pairing in between them. Zub as a defensive piece, Sanderson as a two-way piece. And the premier offensive defenseman. Comfort wins this faceoff, and Hall will move it across for Gustafsson. It's race up front, and jumping ahead is Smith, but Quevin was there to cut him off. At the near corner, the Sens wanting to jump onto this puck, and they do. Glove down by Hall, who'll get this one back inside. This one off of Quevin again, and it'll be the first to the puck again. Quevin away from Hall, and the Sens cleared it all the way down the ice again. Picked up by Gustafsson. Gustafsson off with the far half boards, and this will be retrieved by the Sens with their own zone. Bouncing up, and moving up down is Gaudet, who fires it. Rebound is swept away! The net is off its moorings, as a matter of fact, but the Red Wings, with an excellent defensive recovery, to sweep this one away from the approaching Fabian Zetterlund. A chance to be had for Ottawa as this gets moved around by Eric Gustafsson as he just got it away from Zetterlund. Gaudette was able to move this one up for the left circle. Shot it from his off wing as Talbot stopped it once. Zetterlund raced for the puck, but Gustafsson able to recover as he was ahead at the time and backhanded this one away. And that caused Zetterlund to go up and over and crash right onto the net. Puck battle along the Sens bench. Sens have it as they dump it down. Over the near half boards, this will be scooped up by Albert Johansson as both teams with sticks onto the puck fighting for it. Out in front, Cozens gets picked apart by Johansson, and the Red Wings will go 3-on-2 the other way. They'll shoot this one down. For the near corner, Chabot there. So was Jensen. Kane able to get this one away for the Sens. Moving it up around. Sider around. And this will be over to the near corner. Kane could not control it. But over there was Cozens. Dylan Cozens moves it up for Thomas Chabot. Chabot waits. Now moves across. Perron gets picked apart. Still with the puck on his knees. Almost got a shot away. But could not. Excellent defense by the Red Wings. Now it's Kane who goes across from the left circle, fires it, and it's Linus Ullmark who covers it as Alex DeBrincat takes the puck and fires it down. Taking away that angle. From the left circle as DeBrincat was on the receiving end of that touch pass all the way across. Linus Ullmark was the brick wall that stopped him. From the right circle, this face-off. Well, that was Ullmark's right circle as it's won by the Sens. Looking to move this one down the ice. This bounces up once, twice, 3 times. Sherrod not able to control it. Now he can. But turns it over to Stutzla as Drew is on it. But the Red Wings take it back up. Tyler Mott. Dominic Shine with him. Mott gets shoved by Quevin. And the Sens clear this one down. Past Sider. Sherrod scoops it through the far boards, and Shine gets this one off of him and onto Ullmark. Quevin there now. Tyler Quevin. This gets a bounce to the defensive end, whereas Quevin, who gets this out, and from center ice, Sider picks this back upside, and Ullmark backs up and makes the save as Sider fires from the left circle. Sider able to carry the puck from this off wing and controlling on the pivot on his forehand as he looks for option side to fire it and catches Ullmark off guard with that shot. Goaltenders have to have their eyes glued to the puck at all times. That time Ullmark did so, but it caught him by surprise. Sens get it out of the zone. Red Wings have it now. Gustafsson over to the Red Wing bench. Now for the far side, is fired inside. Sticked away by Soderblom and onto Amadio as the Sens are able to get this one up. Backhanded by Pinto onto the far corner. Soderblom arrives there first, away from Amadio. Gustafsson as Pinto falls down. Soderblom sticks this one away. Gray able to hold it. Was held in by Amadio. Now down low is Pinto, sticked away by Hall. Pinto still onto the puck. Amadio. Sanderson goes back over to Zub. Zub fires it and Talbot shuts it down, forcing a face-off to his left. Moritz Seider has been one of the more dynamic defensemen in the NHL for the Red Wings. Wherever he is a vital presence on both ends of the ice. And has a blasting shot. What Gaudette had against Washington is one of his key highlights this season. 6 goals. He has set up 31 apples for each and every one of his teammates in 63 games played. 6 points in his last 11 games. Off the face-off, the Red Wings control is Albert Johansson being shadowed from behind. Comfort moved up on the backhand and running into a wall is Tarasenko. Quevin onto the near half boards, moving it up for the ice. Gaudette gets stick lifted by Comfort and allows Evans to the backhand and away from trouble. Tarasenko under siege, and it'll be picked up by Edvinson down for the lane, and it's not ice. Ullmark comes out to play the puck for Quevin. Almost was an error pass. Now it's held in by Detroit. This goes up and out of play on through the netting. 6 minutes and 6 seconds into this game. So as we go on for this game, we'll be right back. Hoping that Twitter gets all its issues resolved because this app is malfunctioning as of late. Tim Stützle and Lucas Raymond were selected one draft pick apart in the 2020 draft. Stützle was selected 3rd overall. Lucas Raymond selected 4th overall in 2020. The most points since the start of the 2024 season among the 2020 draft class belong to Lucas Raymond, 137, and Tim Stützle, 135. Behind them are Seth Jarvis, 115, that's the 13th overall pick. J.J. Peterka, 101, the 34th overall pick. So it turns out that my Twitter is malfunctioning, so I will not be able to broadcast it for the rest of this space. So, turns out I'll be going on with the Twitch stream all throughout the rest of the way. So Nick Jensen clears it out. His Twitter is malfunctioning once again, so I cannot broadcast this one out over to that side. Patrick Kane, and this will be a penalty against Detroit. Justin Hall trying to plead his case, but he is getting sent to the box here now. The left arm and the right arm were wrapped around Dylan Cozens. It seemed that Hall was bear hugging Cozens at one point. Not exactly bear hugging, but he was holding the jersey, slowing down Cozens. And there was no argument there for Hall, for a legitimate case to be made. However, Hall has said Hall is trying to plead his argument, but there is no argument for him here. Sens on the power play, it's 2 minutes. 0 for 1 free shots as the Sens are going around it. Pass is picked apart, the Red Wings go 2-on-1 back the other way. Here is Comfer. Mott's closing in, the shot is stopped by Ullmark. And the Sens wanting to get right back at it is Michael Rasmussen, actually. Tim Stützle ahead of Mott. Picked apart. Sanderson able to direct this one back. Red Wings shot out of a cannon on this penalty kill. Jake Sanderson once more to the right side for Stützle. Stützle under duress, backhands around. Over to Brady Tkachuk, who holds, fires it, blocked by Seider. Dylan Cozens shoved away as the Red Wings want to clear it down, and they do. Linus Ullmark comes out of his crease. Moves it up as Jake Sanderson holds it and backhands it behind. To Claude Giroux. Giroux moving up to the near side. Gregg in pursuit of the puck. Giroux around over to the far corner. Poked by Larkin. Gregg keeps his zone. Bodied by Johansson. And all these players are going after this puck. They're on the ice at the far side of the half boards. It's held in by Ottawa. Move it across for Perron. Perron fires, scores! David Perron gets Ottawa on the board after 27 minutes and 29 seconds. In which I meant 27 minutes and 39 seconds. And all and throughout, several times for this puck at the far corner as everyone's going after this puck. Claude Giroux picks up the puck that was up for grabs at no man's land. And finds the open David Perron that was all alone at the slot. Fabian Zetterlund and Giroux were there fighting for the loose puck. And Giroux was there to scoop it up. Perron with his 4th goal of the season. He's on a 5-game point streak right now against Detroit. This puck bounced off of Linus Ullmark and scooped up by Elmer Soderblom. Soderblom behind the net, tangled up. It goes to Seider. Across for Chirot. Chirot fires it, is gobbled up by Ullmark, who will hold on for a faceoff. So now, momentum is shifted towards Ottawa. As the Sens get on the board. Giroux thread the needle perfectly. Over to Perron. Holding the zone all throughout is Perron on his off wing. He's played the left wing before, but he can play both wings. 11:53 left in the second period. Perron being the first goal scorer here right now. And 16 shots apiece between these two teams. The Sens lead where it counts. 1-0 them. Sens move this one up as this goes bouncing up the center ice. The Red Wings are over the puck. It's scooped up by Alex DeBrincat. Moving up for the ice now as they re-enter zone. Marco Kasper. Beautiful windmill round. Kasper right in front. Bouncing puck loose in front. Ullmark doesn't know where it is. It still is loose. It's picked up by the Red Wings. It's moved out. Gustafsson holds his own. Kane now. Patrick Kane. Deep shot. Did not make it through traffic. Kasper on the hold. Marco Kasper on his backhand 4K one-timer kicked out. Rebound in front to Brinket. Bouncing over the net. And it goes to the Brinket again. Ullmark with a sprawling save. Oh my goodness. Oh, and two players tackle each other on through center ice. And this battle for the loose puck. What in the world is happening? It moved up for Cozens. Cozens goes across, and both teams make changes. Red Wings with a breakout pass. It was intended for what I believe was Craig Smith in his Red Wing debut. Smith to the far corner. And the Red Wings looking to even the scoreboard up at one apiece. Everson deep shot, rebound in front. Smith is there, behind the crease. Wrap around attempt, off the post. Still up for grabs. Smith is there. Going back in the pass was fed on by Edvinsson. Oh my goodness, what action here. Intensity turn up to 11 as Quevin bodies up JT Compher. Oh my word. This now goes for Tyler Quevin moving around. Quevin holds it. Now over the left point. Slapper. That was tipped wide. Tkachuk blocked the shot. Now this moves up front. Quevin on the hold. Deep shot. Blocked in front again. Swept away. Now this goes up and out. On for Quevin, who holds it. Quevin. Go Sens go chance here. And already this has a playoff type atmosphere here in Canada's capital. Matt Highmore carries the puck on the zone. Easy save there by Talbot. This puck is cleared down and this gets moved up. And this is so close to being an even scoreline here. Dominic Shine drops it back. Tyler Mott. Mott fires it. And is stopped by Ullmark. The rebound loose right behind the crease is held inside. Rasmussen caught off. And this will be Jake Sanderson. Matt Highmore across. Moving over to Gaudette. The Red Wings get this one out to center. A body in the way. As collision there with Zub. And now Zetterlund fires this one over the boards. But now over the board, over the net. And this one moved across as the Red Wings looking to get this one through. Can't do so now. 23-17, the Red Wings lead in shots. Out in front! The pass misfired though. This goes back over the left side for Chabot, who fires it and gobbled up by Talbot. And for stoppage. Finally. So now, at long last, we get a stoppage after so much action. 8:49 left to go. And David Perron has the only goal. The former Red Wing gets Ottawa on the board. I messaged Ian. He just texted me about how Twitter has been acting up so much. Oh, man. This has not been good for broadcasting right now as we're getting back underway here in Ottawa. 8:49 to go in the second period. The Folks start off the faceoff. So now, Linus Ullmark getting ready and set. 24-18, the shots on goal in favor of the Red Wings. But now, more to come here as the Red Wings win this faceoff. After the matter of fact, they send this one down through the ice and it'll be collected by Shane Pinto. Pinto finds Sanderson. Sanderson for the near boards, and Seider came in like a freight train crashing into him. Zub will scoop it up and move this one out through center, and this is going to be an icing. No, it's not. I thought it was for a while. Seider moves it for Raymond. Lucas Raymond slowed down. This is gonna. Oh, he got tripped up. And the Red Wings are going to go on a power play afterwards. Ridley Gregg was there. This is going to be a call easy as day. The Red Wings are moving it up through the ice. Over the right side, Raymond. Raymond around Sanderson. That dispossesses him of the puck. And as we get at the call, as the Sens touch up, we'll see the penalty. The Gregg is going to go off for tripping. Yeah, there's a penalty there, clear as day. And looked, and Raymond went up and over as he got tripped. It was off a skate. Then Larkin and Brady Tkachuk each have 13 goals. Third most of the AHL among power play leaders. 15 goals is the league lead among power play goals. Fans are booing here. They think that Raymond embellished and dove. Off the face-off Seider, one-timer. This one over Linus Ullmark. Red Wings missed out on their only other power play. This will be their second chance. This bouncing puck at the far half boards and is forced out by the Sens. Good job on getting this one out. Patrick Kane restarting. He'll drop it. And then another drop pass. Alex DeBrincat moving up. DeBrincat through the near side. And this will be scooped up by Zub. He and Sanderson trying to get this one out, but Kane was there at the far corner. Raymond. Over to the point for Eric Gustafsson. From the left circle, Kane fires. Rebound in front. Puck is still loose. Ullmark there. This is a wide open net to fire at, but there are several defenders in the way. Patrick Kane on the hold. Around Giroux. Kane towards the center. Larkin gets stopped by Ullmark. Kane again. Kane, one-timer. And DeBrincat couldn't fire it. Though Larkin gets dispossessed, but able to help him is Raymond. Raymond to DeBrincat. Cannot fire the one-timer. And this was an error pass from Dylan Larkin, and both teams will have to change units. So the second unit comes on is JT Compher. Marco Kasper, Vladimir Tarasenko. Dylan Larkin still out there. Is moving it up as Compher. Kasper around Jensen. Marco Kasper tried to pass around for the near boards, but gets shut off. And now the puck is loose in front. Tarasenko fires it, stopped by Ullmark. He had an open net to fire at for a while, though. At the near corner, both teams wacky and jabbing at the puck. Compher escapes with it. Tarasenko across for Gustafsson. Gustafsson stopped by Ullmark. He'll get his own rebound back. And towards the near corner, the Sens can fire this one down for the ice if they want to. They'll instead go 2-on-2. Taking this one across is Pinto. And Pinto, he gets decked at the offensive end of the Red Wings. And fans here in Ottawa thought there should have been a penalty. It was not here, and this one fired out play. Both teams were back to even strength. 6:02 were made here in this second period. Patrick Kane and company want to get back at it. Kane was able to find a wide open Alex DeBrincat down low, but DeBrincat fanned on the one-timer and whiffed on it. 6:02 to go here. The second period, though Larkin also wanted to get after this puck, but there was nothing there from this power play. 0-for-2, even though they had good chances. 28-18 shots on goal in favor of the Red Wings. Linus Ullmark stopping everything so far. Whistle blows here twice. Teams settle for the face-off. Mott and Giroux. One by Mott as the Red Wings hold inside the zone. Shot from the far side was blocked. And the Red Wings try to go after this puck. One Senator goes down. 5:52 to go. For the second period, the Sens hold it. Off for the near side. Moving up with it is Giroux. Claude Giroux will look for options. Back for Quevin. Across for Matapalo. Matapalo fires to stop by Talbot. Out the far boards. It'll be scooped up by Mattapalo, but it goes towards the Senators bench. But 5:36 to go. The Senators still lead 1-0 after a Detroit power play that saw them get close to tying it up many times. Axel Sandin Pellikka has established new SHL records for the most goals in a season and in a career by an under-20 defenseman. Among the Red Wings pipeline, 12 goals in a season and 24 goals in a career. Among SHL records for his playing career right now. When this guy comes up for the Red Wings, perhaps he will be a mainstay on this lineup. Faceoff will be at center ice, closer towards the Red Wings blue line. Larkin and Pinto. Larkin's tossed out. Zetterlund will take his place. It's at the left side. See how this works out for Detroit. And Pinto wins it cleanly. Across it goes on this pass. Sanderson moves it down. From the far corner, Gustafsson scoops it up. Intended for Justin Hall. Ridley Gregg there at the near corner. Larkin took it away, and now it's Raymond. Raymond waiting to set up. To the right side, Larkin. Larkin from the right point. Surveying for options. Chased by Gregg. Larkin going for a one-timer. And Ullmark flashed the letter and robbed Elmer Soderblom. Wanting to go out of play. It seemed, aim for that moment, Axel Sandin Pellikka. Among most goals in the season, 12 for Sandin Pellikka. Most career goals, 24 among U20 defensemen in league history. 24 career goals is now the league record in a playing career. Thomas Jonsson at the previous record with 23. 5:11 to go as this faceoff is won by Stützle. Nick Jensen. One player fell down, and now the Red Wings will regroup. Brady Tkachuk once again pursuing, but the Sens take it away. Bouncing puck goes up, and now at the near corner. Seider. Bumped by Tkachuk. Sens were going after this, but the Red Wings get it back. To Brinket there. Marco Kasper inside. Kasper fires it. Bouncing up, and the Sens will look to get this one out. The Red Wings hold it, though. At the far side. Right across. Kasper tried to go for the Brinket. Intercepted, though, by Chabot, but it's for the Brinket. The Brinket fires it. That's stopped by Ullmark. The rebound picked up by the Sens. They'll get this one down and skate with it. Stützle fires from the red line over to the far corner. Oh, and icing is called as it was fired from behind the red line. 4:26 left in this period, but second and third chances must be taken advantage of. And the Red Wings are taking advantage of their chances in the late stage of the second period. Marco Kasper, Alex DeBrincat on the second line. Kasper getting himself being a no present so far at this stage of the game. Off the face-off, the Sens look to get this one out. It's a rush for the puck, and Tkachuk goes down. Lost an edge there. Near side, it's Smith. Smith fires this one in through the zone, And Jensen shoved once, twice by JT Compher. Tarasenko also there. Tarasenko poked it away, and Shabbat scoops it up. Over the far half boards, Amadio backhands this one deep. That was actually Bafferson, though. Bafferson, in the sense, scoop it up. It was a high stick. It was a high stick on the play, it seems. The Senators have been getting thoroughly outshot in this period, and they'll once again be penalized for 2 minutes. Oh, he did high stick Simon Edvinsson. Yeah, there was a high stick from Bafferson that came towards his face. I didn't see it at first, but there was a closer look, and there was a high stick that was closer towards there. But that was clear and evident. It was clear. Good job by the officials on catching that. Linus Ullmark has stopped all 31 shots from the Red Wings. Can he continue this one up? We'll see. Cam Talbot stopped 17 of 18. The Senators had the only goal that came on the power play. That was on David Perron as the Sens win another faceoff. Zub. This one takes a bounce, and now the Sens going short-handed here. Here comes Wrigley Gregg. Gregg across. They missed the pass. And the Red Wings counter on the other way. Here comes Lucas Raymond at the far side, watched by Artem Zub. Now shadowed by Shane Pinto. For the far half boards, this gets poked loose, but the Red Wings able to hold. Sider on for the far half boards as the Red Wings are looking. Now it goes back. Patrick Kane controls from the point. He'll go to Sider. Sider will shoot it himself, and it's stopped by Ullmark. Kane going back for Sider. Sider across. The Brinket now back for Sider once more. Kane looking to facilitate, going across the Brinket. Fires this one wide. Kane scoops it up at the right circle. Looking towards the slot. Now this takes a bounce. The Brinket going after the puck. Pinto was there. And more Sider will pick it up. 2:53 left in the period. 57 on the power play. Kane wanted to backhand this one up. Larkin was not in the vicinity of the area. And rather was Heimer. Kasper on his knees. He was knocked down but stays on his skates. Now Sider on this mishandle. Patrick Kane able to scoop it away from Matt Highmore, who gets bumped. And the Red Wings will take this on the run. Sider will drop it behind. And moving up is Compher. Cross-ice pass. Here goes Kasper. On the far half boards towards the point. Eric Gustafsson. To Vladimir Tarasenko and then back. Gustafsson will get this one on the return feed. Gustafsson deep shot. Was fired wide. Kasper or Compher and then back for Tarasenko. Once more to Gustafsson. Tarasenko will look at the top of the right circle. Now moving it down. JT Compher. Compher looks over toward Rasmussen. Rasmussen gets denied by Ullmark. Slow and clear, and Gustafsson able to hold. 20 seconds at the power play. And losing an edge is Tarasenko able to get it out for Compher. Now towards the left point. Tarasenko fires. Rebound in front. Ullmark able to make the stop. And this is not cleared though. It bounces up. Oh! It goes out of play. Was it deflected? Is the question. We're going to see this one more time. A bunch of chances down low for the Red Wings, and they were not able to convert. Drake Bafferson was able to counterattack off the pressure. The one-timer, right after the matter of fact, from Marco Kasper, as this was blasted. Good job by Cam Talbot. A good job by the Red Wings to deny a cross-ice pass. That was Alex DeBrincat able to deny that. The Red Wings have the majority of scoring chances, 11-3. No penalty on the play, they rule it. Dylan Larkin will take this face off. He wins it. It goes back for Albert Johansson. Johansson fires, and Ullmark able to shut that tip down with 1:36 to go. So as this one out of play, 1:36 to go through the second period. Dylan Larkin wanted to stay put. And Elmer Soderblom. Albert Johansson there. 58.1% on the face-off probability for Dylan Larkin. That's what they're showing it. And he does win this face-off. No, he doesn't. It's a false start. 171 to another. It's actually Gray getting called for the false start. And Larkin, even though he had a clean win, the false start. So we'll do this over again. This time it's the Sens winning it. Shane Pinto this time around. Sanderson away from Raymond. And for the far side, the Sens move this one up. 27-14, the face-off win numbers. Simon Evans into the far half boards as the Red Wings are looking to tie this game up at 1. Elmer Soderblom fires this one, and after the Ullmark save, we have some pushing and shoving afterwards. Pinto and Soderblom in the midst of it. With 1:17 to go in the second period. Some excitement here for this crowd, baby. Well, Ridley Gregg also wanted something to do with that pushing and shoving. After that shot, it was one of the more easier saves to make for Linus Ullmark. Soderblom shoving away Pinto, but Sanderson quickly comes to Pinto's defense. Soderblom on the bench here for this next sequence. The top line for this Senators team out there onto the ice. Patrick Kane out there once more. Casper in the brinket. Off the draw. This is scooped up behind the net by Kane. Kane going to Seider to the point. Right side. Seider looking. Stopped by Ullmark. We come to the final minute of the second period. Seider on the hold inside. Around the boards, Chabot has it. Chabot for the far side. Red Wings keep it. Bouncing puck at the far half boards. The Red Wings get it down. Waiting is Seider. Seider waits once, twice. Stopped by Ullmark again. Casper under duress. This percent to the puck. And one of the Sens gets taken down. Red Wings trying to keep the zone. This gets bounced up. We stay 5-on-5. Patrick Kane with the lead pass up front. And then a drop pass right behind from Casper to Kane. Kane gets a screen. And Kane will lead for DeBrincat. DeBrincat takes this one across. DeBrincat looking to dump it. But the Sens were all over that. And they get this one out. Ward Seider. Across for Ben Sherratt. This bounced up once. And the Red Wings will get this one down for the ice. The Senators content with running out clock. Maybe they get one more chance. They move this one past the near half boards. And they dump this one down. The Red Wings looking to play keep away from the Senators to run out this period. And that works here. 1-0 Ottawa after 2 periods. The lone goal from David Perron. Despite the majority of the shots coming from the Red Wings. Ever since it was a 9-9 tie. After the first period in shots on goal, the Red Wings in the second period had a 26-9 shot advantage. Linus Ullmark has turned away all 26 shots from the Red Wings. A masterclass of a second period by him. For your second intermission report when we come back in just a moment. I am Alec Nava. Stay tuned, everyone. Welcome to the second intermission report. I am Alec Nava. The Senators lead 1-0. Of note, they're getting outshot 35-18. And in that second period alone, the Red Wings outshot them 26-9. Linus Ullmark has stopped all 35 Red Wings shots and may be in line for a shutout if this keeps pace. Hits are 29-25 Ottawa. Faceoffs 27-15 Ottawa. And the Senators score on their only power play. They're 1-for-2 in that regard. The Red Wings are 0-for-3, mostly because of the play in net. Penalty minutes are 8-6 Senators. Block shots 15-9 Red Wings. Takeaways 3-2 Senators. And giveaways are 12-8 Red Wings in this regard. Perron from Giroux, officially the goal on that power play. So that's the only goal that stands. So as we go up front on what is around the NHL, on the scoring updates, it's throughout. They mentioned the teams that got A grades at the trade deadline. And now we go on to the scores around the NHL. So currently the Buffalo Sabres are up 3-2 on the Edmonton Oilers with 6:02 to go in the third period. Tage Thompson has 2 goals in this game. Wanted to make his case for the 2026 Winter Olympic roster. Same thing with Evan Bouchard, as he has a goal that's on the power play. Darnell Nurse is the only other goal for the Oilers, and Alex Tuch the other goal for the Sabres. Thompson assisted at 13:28 the first period. Nurse from Troy Stetcher and Leon Draisaitl in the second period. Tuch from McLeod. Evan Bouchard from McDavid and Draisaitl. And Thompson from Josh Norris. If there is a sentiment that the actual the best player in that Dylan Cozens trade was actually from Ottawa. That is the notion here. And now, the 1,000th career point of Nathan MacKinnon, or so we thought, when they seemingly scored against the Chicago Blackhawks. The call was overturned, however, so MacKinnon did not get point number 1,000. So Scott Woods with 3 for 3, Spencer Knight 6 for 6. So the Avs have to wait a while for his 1,000th career point. So the only other game is the Maple Leafs and the Utah Hockey Club. That is at 10 o'clock p.m. So what we know about the trade deadline, going back to that conversation about who are the winners. We're in a universe in which the Panthers can have a line of Brad Marchand, Sam Bennett, and Matthew Tkachuk. That says everything about how serious they are about winning a second straight Stanley Cup. But it also speaks about how good Bill Zito and his staff manage their salary cap situation. Seth Jones, for example. They leveraged the promise of Spencer Knight by cooting him and getting $4.5 million off their cap. By having the Blackhawks retain $2.5 million of Jones' contract, they're able to fit in the right-handed shooting defense with the strength of the top 4. Moving Tkachuk to the LTIR came with the reality that he would miss the rest of the regular season, which created a need to get another top 6 forward. But it was instrumental that the Panthers created deadline cap space. He used to secure Marchand in one of the more shocking moves of the week. Thanks to their dealing this week, the Panthers are now the co-favorites to win the Cup. The Leafs had 2 glaring areas of need going to the deadline. They addressed them both in a significant way. Namely, the toughest time of the season, the Leafs need to be a lot tougher to play against. Brad Treliving targeted what the Leafs didn't have in-house. A rugged third-line center is Scott Laughton, who will complement Austin Matthews and John Tavares down the middle. And a bruising stay-at-home defenseman in Brandon Carlo to give Toronto the best top 4 rotation in some time. It was expensive. The Leafs parted with 3 young skaters in Fraser Minton, Connor Timmins, and Connor Dewar, plus 2 first-round picks in other draft capital, but there was no way around it. Toronto tried to fill in the edges before. They failed to provide a bench in the postseason. The Leafs are heavier and more experienced now than they were. And the way Florida and Tampa Bay loaded up, there was no way the Leafs couldn't follow suit and hope for a better result this postseason. Treliving has given his team the components to succeed. It's on the Leafs now to run with their opportunity. Third is Vegas' reputation. What other franchise in NHL could cause utter chaos among fans immediately by simply saying, "Hi, in lowercase letters missed before the trade deadline. The Golden Knights have earned their reputation as the league's win by any means necessary front office, just as they become the NHL trade deadline's leading shock merchants. Please recall the stunner for Tomas Hertl. The Knights are also known for not particularly caring about how they are perceived, which is why they're delighted by the fact that this message caused a stir about leading to anything. Their only deadline move came when they reunited with original misfit Riley Smith in a trade with the Rangers. Fourth, the Dallas Stars. Much can be said about how they handled deadline day, but there are two statements. There's at least one GM of a team inside American Airlines said who not only keeps his franchise players, but then adds another franchise player. The second, everything that Jim Nill does speaks to a shift in the organizational philosophy. Draft capital is traditionally sacred in Dallas because it's how they built their team. They entered this game with a dozen homegrown players on their roster. That includes Jason Robertson, Jamie Benn, Miro Heiskanen, Wyatt Johnson, Jake Ottinger, and Rope Hintz. It's one thing to build for the draft. It's another to consistently select foundational players. That's what made them hesitant about moving on from draft capital. But when they decide to move on for their first round picks to get Michael Granlund and Logan Stankovic, to get Michael Granlund and Mikko Rantanen, it signaled the Stars are serious about a cup run. Then signing him to an 8-year extension proved the Stars were going all in. The Tampa Bay Lightning are another winner. Joanne Breesbraw is no wallflower. First round picks are usually a currency in the hockey world. For Breesbraw, it's a bargaining chip. They're willing to try and fail rather than fail to try. That guy to Breesbraw at the deadline, as he had Yanni Gourde on a reunion and Oliver Bjorkstrand to make Tampa Bay all the more intimidating moving towards the playoffs. Never mind that the Lightning have used one first-round draft choice in 5 seasons. And never mind that they don't have a selection in the next 3 drafts. If that's the price of playoff contention, so be it. The Bolts have thrived off of following its instincts when it comes to adding depth at the deadline, and have been proven right more often than not. Gourde and Bjorkstrand are Jake Gensel-like game changers, but that's not what the Lightning needed. They know how to win as the sum of its parts. Role players with the Bolts' bread and butter come spring, and they're primed to ready to roll the dice again. Did we mention they're also on a hot streak? The thing that the Bolts Atlantic Division rivals in Toronto and Florida also made deadline moves, because the Lightning are not holding back. The Avalanche, another deadline winner. When they cut ties with Rantanen, not many would have guessed that they would become one of the trade deadline's most aggressive teams. But they probably also would have guessed that Martin Necas, whom they acquired from Carolina, would have more than double the points in the aftermath of the trade in almost half of the cap hit that Rantanen is going to get on his next deal. Necas' snug fit into the lineup is one reason why the Avalanche look like Stanley Cup contenders, along with Mackenzie Blackwood, who has stabilized the goaltending. Not even mentioning that Nathan McKinnon is on the way for another MVP season, a Norris Trophy worthy campaign from Kel McCarr, and the rest of the talented roster. So if Chris McFarland came to the trade deadline ready to make a great team even better, he will be going for it with Ryan Lindgren, Charlie Coyle, Jimmy Vesey, and Brock Nelson as the main key pieces. Casey Mills was made expendable as such, but topping it off, the happy vibes of Eric Johnson's return to Colorado on a trade with the Flyers, the one-time old guy without a cup from the 2022 team, joining a roster built to win another. The San Jose Sharks. Although most of the focus is understandably about the team trying to win now, there's competition that exists for the franchises seeking for a better future. That's the Sharks. And the deadline saw the organization make substantial progress. Part of the challenge was that the front office was now managed to gain draft capital despite having all 3 of their retention slots filled. They showed in early February that they could find a workaround when they received a 2025 first-round pick and a 2025 fourth-round pick for Michael Granlund and Cody Ceci. They used the deadline to move on from Jake Wallman, which led to them gain another first-round pick for 2026, while adding more draft capital in other deals. Bear in mind, they acquired Wallman plus a second-round pick last offseason for future considerations, and a salary dump from the Red Wings. The Sharks now have 2 first-round picks in 2025, followed by another 2 in 2026. In total, they have 9 picks in the summer's draft and 6 picks in the first 4 rounds of next year's draft. The double flip trend is another winner. As shocking as the Canes' acquisition of Mikko Rantanen was in January, Their decision to trade him at the deadline is even more surprising. Another front office might dabble in the sunk cost fallacy of keeping Rantanen for a Stanley Cup run after it became clear that he wouldn't sign to extension. Instead, Eric Tulsky flipped them to Dallas, one of the few teams that Rantanen would agree to an extension with before their deadline, for Logan Stankoven and 4 draft picks, calling it the best thing in the organization in the long term. Carolina's hand was forced by Rantanen, but our teams got into the flipping too. The Penguins got Luke Schenn from Nashville, touted his intangibles, and then traded him to Winnipeg. The Flyers got 7 games out of Andrei Kuzmenko after acquiring him in January from Calgary, and then moved him to the Kings. Colorado got Oliver Chillington and flipped to the Islanders for about a millisecond, for about 10 minutes before they moved him to the Anaheim Ducks for future considerations after the Brock Nelson trade. The trade losers, the Carolina Hurricanes. Being cautious or be a cautionary tale. Crass as it might sound, it's a reality that every front office may have to take note of. Years of caution is how the Hurricanes piece together a roster that has been good enough to make the playoffs every year. But that's what's also made the trade with the Avalanche to get Rantanen a confusing one, because it was unconventional. It appears that there could be a long-term solution. The Canes could offer a sizable contract Rantanen was seeking while also making it the focal point of the franchise for years to come. Each week the passed about Rantanen's signing led to questions about whether his time in Carolina was going to be the NHL's version of when Mike Piazza was a member of the Florida Marlins before he was traded to the New York Mets. That's exactly what happened. The Hurricanes traded Rantanen to the Stars. He immediately signed an extension there. Though the Hurricanes received promising forward Logan Stankoven and 4 draft picks, they still need to fill in the void in this lineup. The Winnipeg Jets, while they are a solid team, they are in an uber competitive Central Division. Those rivals did some damage to the deadline. The Jets, not a lot. The only additions were Luke Schenn and Brandon Tanev. Respectable players. But will they really be able to keep Winnipeg as not only the Central favorite, but also the West top contender? It's one thing that Kevin Cheveldayoff is going to put his faith in a Jets team that has, by all accounts, soared above expectations this season. Not taking advantage of the deadline for swing of their own a larger trade deadline acquisition may hurt them down the road. It seems as if that could be the case. And a disappointment would be for the Jets to look back and wonder if they could have done more to stay ahead of the competition. The Bruins as a cup contender. Well, in fairness, the Bruins had to rebuild. Sweeney said it's not the DNA of the franchise to tear it all down. He talked about finding another wave of players and said Boston isn't far away from being a competitive team. Had a decent foundation of what to build. David Pastrnak, Charlie McAvoy, and Jeremy Swayman. But that's the end of the era. Trading away Marchand, Carlo, and Coyle follows the departure of Zdeno Chara and the retirements of Patrice Bergeron and David Krejci, effectively ending a decade of Stanley Cup contention for this group. Whatever the Bruins become now, it's not going to be the next chapter of that legacy. The table is closed. The chapter is closed, and it's time to write a new one. The Vancouver Canucks took an interesting approach. Indiana doesn't seem as if they would help himself prove. Their waters are more murky. The JT Miller deal was inevitable. It did bring in a decent haul of Philip Keto and a first-round pick that turned to Marcus Pettersson and Drew O'Connor. There was the middling Carson Soucy move to the Rangers. From there, Patrick Allvin stalled out. Didn't trade Brock Besser. Didn't trade Elias Pettersson. Didn't acquire anyone else to make Vancouver a team that is on the edge of not making the playoffs at all, better for the season's final quarter. It'll be questionable even if Quinn Hughes wasn't battling an injury. Adding insult to all of that, they're getting nowhere with the Besser extension front. The sum total of the club's activity, or lack thereof, just forces you to wonder where the Canucks are headed, or if they even are now. The Kings. Perhaps it's premature to say the Kings were a loser at the deadline. They are occupying a playoff spot and have quite a bit of talent. But the question facing them was whether they had enough consistent scoring in their attempt to get out the first round for the first time since their Stanley Cup championship in 2014. It's past the time that's so old that the NHL's latest 2 expansion teams, the Vegas Golden Knights and Seattle Kraken, have been to the second round more recently than the Kings. They have 14 players who are double figures from a points perspective, and 7 with 12 or more goals. But they're also 24th in goals per game. Second lowest average of a team that's entered deadline day in a playoff spot. It's a concern for them that are on a 5-game losing streak that has seen them averaging 1.6 goals per game. How they addressed that concern was to trade for Andrei Kuzmenko, who could slot next to Anze Kopitar and Adrian Kempe. but that means they're banking on Kuzmenko's recent success of finding instant results whenever he joins a new team. 39 goals his first season with Vancouver as we get underway in this third period. So we're here in Ottawa. Kuzmenko had 5 points in 7 games with the Flyers before he was sent to the Kings. Is that really all they could have done at the deadline, though? Ottawa looking to get this one out the zone. The Red Wings looking to hold firm and get more shots towards goal to pepper Linus Ullmark. Picked up by the Sens as they scoop around. Oh! Mike Amadio got leveled! And a big hit. And a little challenge here right afterwards. Well, isn't this the twist and turn? A heavy hit on Mike Amadio. And Ben Sherrod, after a matter of fact, sent Ridley Gregg towards the boards. Seider made a clean and legal hit on Amadio at first, but Sherrod followed it up with a dangerous hit that was illegal. You do not want to get the Sens any more breathing room. And 27 seconds in, the Senators have more breathing room. The Red Wings on the penalty kill for the third time tonight. They begin with a clean face-off when they send this down the ice towards Ullmark. And he'll hold firm, sending it towards Sanderson. Little deke there. And he'll send it up for the ice at the right side for Cozens. Cozens away from Edmondson. Cozens is firing. And Talbot made the save there to hold up on it. Tried to elevate the one at the top right corner. Signing to a 7-year deal. Was locked up and staying here in Ottawa on the long term. Perron from Drew at 7:39. That was the power play goal. Ottawa takes another faceoff. Stutzla goes to the point for Sanderson. Stutzla again. Tim Stutzla goes down low. Looking for Brady Tkachuk, who levels this one up. And missed it. And it goes out of play. Tried to fire top right corner as well. Like what Dylan Cozens tried to do. He tries to pull it towards the right side. And missed it. Similar thinking. But with the familiar result. Seider clears it out off the faceoff. Detroit wins this faceoff as Linus Ullmark will lead this one behind. Jake Sanderson moving this one up. Sanderson for Bafferson. Now Cozens. Cozens dispossessed of the near half boards, but Sanderson able to keep it. Here's Tkachuk. Tkachuk fires it. And that one off the glass. Stutzla twisted and turned. Seider fires this one out. Tkachuk unable to hold it. 1 minute to go in this power play. Ullmark will come out of his crease to play this. On for Jake Sanderson. Sanderson moves up the ice and then wraps this one around. Backhanded it for David Perron. Perron across. And now for the near boards is Amadio. Talbot plays this one out for Edmondson. But keeping it is Zetterlund. Over for the far half boards. A mishandle and Detroit clears it again. Race for the puck as Rasmussen was slowed down. Chabot back at his own zone behind Ullmark and now in front of him. Away from Tyler Mott. Chabot waits. Now drops it out for Perron. David Perron, another drop pass and then back from Giroux. Intercepted pass off of Rasmussen. And Ottawa will reset. Chabot, one more. Thomas Chabot drops this one back. And moving it up is Giroux. Giroux with 5. The Red Wings knock this one away on a bat swing. And this will be Ottawa picking it up for their own zone as the power play expires. 1-0 Senators here. They're a lone shot in that third period by the Sens. 2 of them by the Red Wings. Talbot places directly towards Pinto. At the near half boards, there's several whacks at the puck. And Pinto looking to hold it. The Red Wings scoop it away and Raymond gets shoved towards the wall. Soderblom slowed down by Zub. And we bat down by Larkin. Larkin fires, stopped by Ullmark. And then loose in the slot as some players come crashing down. Raymond for Larkin fires, he scores! Joe Larkin has tied it! It took 39 shots for the Red Wings to finally solve Linus Ullmark at the 42-minute, 58-second mark. As this gets sent inside from the neutral zone. The Red Wings all over this puck with the Senators trying to clear this one out. Now, Ullmark got most of this puck, but as this was taken away by Larkin thanks to his defensive prowess that was showcased in the Four Nations faceoff. A give and go between him and Elmer Soderblom set this one up, and we're all knotted up at 1. So Larkin in his 64th game this season, 27 goals. This one's goal number 27. Team leader in points and assists as David Perron looks to set things up for Ottawa on his former team. Drake Batherson for the far side, moving this one up. Justin Hall back to retrieve. Gustafsson from the near corner. A shove at the near half boards as Drake Batherson is all over this puck. Dylan Cozens too. This goes too far. Hall moves this one out. Quevin could not hold it. At the far half boards, Cozens. A backhand and shot by Perron could not be leveled up front. And both teams decide to change their forward lines. The Red Wings in control. Up for center ice. This goes up. Off Kachuk as he is tied up. Stokes are able to help him out. And a whistle is blown here for the play to be blown dead. So it looked like an Ullmark save. However, Larkin was able to fire this one by Ullmark as he and Raymond played a give and go game, not Soderblom. And these two are familiar with each other so well. And Larkin fired this one towards the back of the net, and he knew that was in at the moment the red light was flickered. Chabot, under duress at the far corner, could not handle the puck. Red Wings are over at the right point. This one still in play, as it's Casper keeping his own. From the far half boards, the Red Wings coming alive here. Tie up here at the far half boards, still over there at that spot. Ullmark stopping that shot from a tough angle at the 4:14 mark at the third period. A happy bunch of Red Wings. Some fans here from Detroit able to make the trip here to Ottawa. Made it. Alex to break it. Also have that bunch. And tomorrow we'll be doing the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't know what the rest of the schedule looks like from here on out. But you never know. From the right circle, won by Rasmussen with some help. Now Albert Johansson dispossessed by Gregg. Ridley Gregg going on the rush, 4-on-2 on the counterattack. Moving up front, too far, the backhand from Mattapalo. It's loose in front. Thomas down and is picked up by the Red Wings at the near corner. Simon Neveson gets it out for Albert Johansson as Talbot does not have a stick. Cannot get to that loose stick as this guy's has moved up. And now it's Rasmussen off for Mott. Mott right in front. Could not be collected. Now Rasmussen tangled up on the shot attempt. Ridley Gregg. Puck is sticked aside for one moment. And Gregg will fire this one to the far corner. Talbot now has a stick. Gaudette tying up his man. And scooping up is Justin Hall. Hall, watched by Mario. Moving up from the far half boards and skidding it down the distance is Gustafsson, who fires it to the near corner. Scoped up by Detroit as Nick Jensen dispossesses one of the Red Wings. Bouncing puck over to the penalty box doors with Amadio. Raymond able to track it away. And now delivered over to Soderblom. Backhanded up front. Too far on the pass. The Sens will go back on the counter. They dump this one inside. And behind Talbot's crease, they backhand away. Talbot, a former Senator, by the way, playing against his former team. Straight to the Wild. And he went over to he was traded to Ottawa, and the trade sent Philip Gustafsson to Minnesota. So initially he was a member of the Wild. Now he's moved up for Cozens. Ottawa goes back inside. Cozens fires. Knocked away by Talbot. Cozens able to keep this one inside the zone. Here's Jensen, knocked away by Talbot. Rebound his baseball bat away. At the near half boards, here's Comfer. Corralled away over to the slot where it's controlled by the Red Wings. Gustafsson waiting his timeout. Wait as Ullmark has faced 40 shots. Deflected in by the Red Wings. And moving over to Jensen behind Ullmark's crease. Tarasenko there. Behind the net. Tarasenko looking to move this one aside. Over to Comfer from the right point. Comfort to Chirot. Chirot, deep shot, is caught by Ullmark. He'll hold firm with 6:27 gone in this third period. Dolan Larkin evens this up at 1 with his 27th goal of the season. We'll be right back here from Canada's capital. This weekend is Formula One weekend, finally, at last. Max Verstappen being a 4-time defending Formula One champion. Will he be able to win his 5th consecutive and establish himself onto the Legends Hall? Already he has, but can he cement it further? And can Lewis Hamilton deliver Ferrari their first title since 2007? It all begins at the Australian Grand Prix. From the near corner, it is Nick Jensen off the face-off, which Ottawa won it. They give it back to Detroit. Marco Kasper at the right circle. Kasper fires, kicked out by Ullmark. And now the Senators go 3-on-2 back the other way. Amadio going towards the left side for Greg. Greg holds it, now going to his forehand, backhand. Running out of room to shoot. Now going to the point for Jensen. Chabot on the way across. Chabot left side. Is fired, is stopped by Talbot. Got a piece of it though, to brink it going back. Albert Johansson moving it up through the middle. Johansson through center and now for the right side. Quick shot, stopped by Ullmark. And DeBrincat got it back. That's actually Raymond. Raymond just held inside the blue line, but good defense from the Senators. I think the Red Wings might have got their bacon saved by that offside call. 12:50 to go in this third period. Lucas Raymond and the top line for Detroit getting things settled down. They have fired at Linus Ullmark 43 times. One of the more spectacular performances for Ullmark on the season. Showing what he can do as the Senators netminder. Won by Descends. It is Zub across for Sanderson. A knock, and this will be a race for the puck. Won by Chirot away from Stutzla. Still in play, and to be collected down for the ice by Sanderson. Sanderson moves it up for Giroux. Giroux waits at center ice and then dumps this one down, seeing no options. Sider from his own end as he moves it up through the ice. To Larkin as he tries to cut around Zub. Larkin towards the net from a sharp angle, stopped by Ullmark. Might have got a piece of it, and this goes down the ice. It's collected by Talbot. Talbot leaving this one behind for Eric Gustafson. Ben Chirot's also there. The anticipation is that he'll go to the bench for a change and get Justin Hull out. David Perron waiting his timeout as Gustafson serving his options. Now he'll slap this one to the right side. Intercepted by Cozens, who gets plastered onto the ice. Chip pass over to Matt DiPaolo, who fires wide at the back of the net. The Senators wanting to get this one through at the left point. This gets stopped by Cam Talbot. All the way down for the ice, this is Michael Rasmussen. And the good defensive recovery by the Senators. That was Tyler Quevin on the recovery. Dominic Shine. Pass goes out in front. And Drake Bafferson stumbled on his first handle. Goes back. Now it's Matt DiPaolo. Named to the roster for Finland on the Four Nations faceoff. Whipped pass, and the Red Wings are able to hold it for a moment, but the Senators are able to clear it. This one deflected inside. Matt DiPaolo gets this one back, and then between the legs pass. The Senators looking to get the lead back again, so are the Red Wings. The Red Wings have controlled play for most of this game ever since the second period. Tarasenko. Simon Edvinsson collects it from the near corner. Edvinsson backhands it, but intended for Craig Smith. Intercepted though. Talbot over to the far corner as it is Albert Johansson who gets shoved towards the wall by Gaudette. Edvinsson first to the puck, shoved by Highmore. The Red Wings reset, going on to the attack. Compher towards the penalty box doors. This gets deflected up off of Smith and Descends. Retake control. Backhanded from the neutral zone where Talbot delivers this one out from his own crease. And a turnover here, Brady Tkachuk. Almost deflected by Stutzla. Talbot stopped that one. From the far side, the Red Wings move it up. And now Descends get this one back inside as Tkachuk moves this one around through the far half board. Stutzla knocks this one away. Chirot towards the far half board, so there's a tie-up for this loose puck. And it's cleared down through the ice. Tim Stutzla is the first to retrieve. Around the boards for Zub. Artem Zub waits and drops it off. Jake Sanderson looking for a maneuver. Cannot do so. Gets fired down the ice. And Talbot delivering it to an open Soderblom and throws a nice reverse hit on one of the Senators. Out for center. Several stick whacks and somebody lost their stick. Ottawa's back in the zone. They move this one around. And for the far half boards, Gray chops at it. Amadio now. Amadio trying to wrap it, and it's stopped by Talbot. Cleared out for the zone. And going back is Sanderson to scoop it up. Jake Sanderson with a hole with the puck. To Zub. Artem Zub for the far half boards near the Detroit bench. Resetting are the Red Wings as they move it up. Gustafsson airs this one off the backboards. Dylan Cozens was the first to the puck at his own zone. He and Thomas Chabot are under duress. Ottawa able to move this one up for the ice, and Cozens wing his way around. For the left side is Bafferson. Drake Bafferson right on Vladimir Tarasenko. David Perron also there. Perron wanting to go back. This one bounces, and Krevin mishandled the puck, and he's forced to dump it in to avoid the offside. Red Wings in control of 8:40 left in regulation. This one bounces up. And it looks like a penalty is on the way here. .8:37 left in the third period. It's actually an icing, not a penalty. I thought it was going to be a penalty. So the Red Wings, 66 points as they want to get back into the playoff picture, but the jarring moves are not helping their case. To get a final score, the Sabres hold on and win 3-2 over the Oilers. Been slumping as of late. Jensen sends this down. Giroux. Brady Tkachuk sees it out of his reach. So they decide to initiate a board battle with Chirot. Chirot trying to poke it free. Trying to do so. A pin towards the near quarter. Several whacks of the puck around. DeBrincat going for Seider. More Seider across for Ben Chirot. Chirot going up for the near side. Chirot weaving his way across. Chirot fires it. Missed the net badly. Now for the far side. At the right point, Seider able to hold it. Chip pass across and Chirot not able to hold the zone. So the Red Wings are going to have to reset. Seider moving it with speed. Seider fires it. Caught by Ullmark. He'll plead this one onwards at the far corner. Kane there. So is Chabot. Kane trying to poke it free. Chabot at the far corner. The Senators wanting to get this one down for the ice. Can't do so for the moment. But the Red Wings have fired 44 times at Ullmark. One of the Senators lost their stick. They pick it back up. Jensen backhands it for Chabot. Thomas Chabot waiting his turn. And moving up front for Shane Pinto. Pinto dumps it in for the near corner. First to it is Justin Hall. For Eric Gustin to brace himself for a potential hit from Ridley Gregg. Chipped it in for the near half boards out to the far corner. So it's cross corners that the Senators going through. Both teams are playing a relatively good game. Linus Ullmark and the net. Senators being a more defensive-minded team, especially in net. The Red Wings have been on the offensive for most of the game. 5-on-5, they need to step up, and that they did. Near corner, this gets fired inside. Ullmark has been awesome here throughout this game, stopping 43 of 44 off the near boards. This gets bounced off of Rasmussen. Matt DiPaolo will pick it up. He and Krevin exchange the puck. 6:31 to go here in regulation. If near team scores here, we're going to overtime. That is if we're going to overtime. For the far side, Elmer Soderblom. Soderblom on Sanderson, 85 on 85. Soderblom goes to the point for Larkin, who mishandled for a moment. Larkin fires it, and Ullmark, he didn't know where it was, but he covered it up. He felt the puck go onto him, and finally we have a stoppage with 6:15 to go in the third period. We'll be right back in just a moment. I'm Alec Nava. The Red Wings and Senators tied at 1. a high-octane offense looking to get their way onto the playoffs. And they're playing like they have a playoff spot to fight for. Alex DeBrincat has been all over the ice. He's been around with his two-way presence, not only contributing offensively with clean shots towards the goal and open looks time and time again, but he had that pass breakup to prevent a shorthanded goal against the Red Wings. 14 shots on goal combined among Senators forwards. DeBrincat has 10 for the Red Wings alone. Raymond fires his stop by Ullmark off the faceoff. His 44th save of the game. Raymond delivers over to Larkin. And now a quick shot off to the right circle. That was shut down at the near corner. A race for this puck. Larkin got it ahead. It's loose out in front. Raymond there once, twice. And Ullmark was all over that. Elmer Soderblom at the near corner. Watched by Michael Amadio. On for Raymond behind the net. At the trapezoid. Setting up from Gretzky's office. 46 saves for Ullmark. Larkin tied up by Gregg on the one-timer. Larkin gets it back from the far corner. He is pressured. And from the blue line, he gets this one off for Chirot. A broken up pass, but the Red Wings able to hold it as they just get a stick onto the puck. Seider from the right point, dishing this one over to Sanderson. Soderblom all over him, and two players collide, and then two more. Two players get knocked down in the midst of it, and Mort Seider is furious at the referees. He's furious at Garrett Rank trying to plead his case. He's turning his microphone on. He's furious that he got held from behind, and such he vent his frustrations after the matter of fact. That's a frustration penalty. Sometimes you have to keep your cool. Linus Ullmark has made huge save after huge save. That time around he made two big stops. One the initial shot and the other on the rebound from Lucas Raymond. He's been outstanding for Ottawa tonight. He stopped 46 of 47. It's roughing 2 minutes for Mort Seider. And a chance for the Senators to take the lead here this late in the game. They have 5:16 to work with. 2 minutes of power play time. Stutzla off the faceoff. And they thought there was a false start to play. Stutzla's one-timer. His stick exploded on the shot. Terrible luck to have you on the power play. Sanderson across. They score! Dylan Cozens continuing his Ottawa tour, moving from Buffalo to Canada's capital where he is thriving now. It's 2-1. Cam Talbot got too over-aggressive with the puck tracking as he moved out in front, thinking that Jake Sanderson was going to stop it. He read that Talbot was moving out in front. That opened up the lane for Cozens to move up. And that's the first crime that Talbot has committed. You do not leave a wide open net when moving up. You do not leave that area unprotected, let alone on a power play. And Detroit has seen 2 power play goals against them. 5 minutes to tie it again. They have outshot the Senators 47-23. So it's down through the lane, and it's going to be icing against Ottawa. 4:52 to play in regulation. They got had the frustrations get the better of them. They cannot afford a mistake for the rest of this game, and that was a costly mistake by Cam Talbot. You cannot leave anyone uncovered in front. Now a deep shot right out in front was knocked away by the Senators. Now Ottawa moves this one back. They're content with playing defense for the rest of this game. Stutzla moves it around. But the Senators, they have to keep attacking. Seider on for the right side. Seider moves his one around for the far side. Seider fires. It went off of Ullmark. The rebound went loose. Patrick Kane was there. This was held inside by DeBrincat. DeBrincat moving around for the point. DeBrincat controlling on his backhand. Forehands it around on this pass. It goes down low for Kasper. Marco Kasper had knocked off of him. Ottawa looking to clear this one out. This bounces up and is knocked away by the Red Wings. They move it out to center. 4 minutes to go. Here's Kane as he takes it back inside. Kane over to hard-charging Comfort. Gets knocked away once, then twice. Comfort shoved around several times and the Sens get it up. Backhand off for Pinto. Shane Pinto moves this one down. Pinto moving towards the area behind the net towards the trapezoid. Ridley Gregg is also there. Gregg around the near half boards on for Mattapalo. Mattapalo for Gregg at the near corner. Go Sens, go Chance here at Canadian Tire Center. Held by Clevin. Clevin holds it, fires it. It went wide. The rebound available over the near half corner. Detroit can't clear this one out. Craig Smith poked it away. And the Red Wings on the attack now. Smith and a forehand backhand around. The puck disagreed. He tried to be too cute around Mattapalo. Turnover in front. And the shot missed the net. Elmer Solobloom had a glorious chance to tie this one up. From the left point. Detroit able to hold it. Nobody behind the net. Raymond was a little too late. And this bouncing puck goes out the center. The Red Wings reset once again. Around is Moritz Seider. Lucas Raymond. Brady Tkachuk clearing this one down through the ice. And this will be a foot race. And on this photo finish, Sens fans thought that Amadio was ahead. They ruled an icing. 48-23 the shots on goal in favor of the Red Wings. So now or never here for Detroit. They're seeing their playoff chances slip. They have lost 5 straight and are outshooting the Senators 12-5 in this third period. The Red Wings outshot the Senators 27-9 that second period. Off this face-off, it is Seider. Seider's shot stopped by Ullmark, and that is empty for Detroit. They have poked the goalie with 2:48. Larkin near corner, going to Raymond. Lucas Raymond holds up. Raymond's shot stopped by Ullmark. Tkachuk going for the empty net, takes a bounce off the wall. Is this going to the empty net? No. It is Seider scooping up, and the Red Wings reset things. Drop pass, and it'll be Larkin flying around through the end boards. Tkachuk trying to get this one away. Kasper was able to hold it for the Red Wings. And Detroit will see this one go to the neutral zone. It's a foot race. Tim Stützle there to scoop it up. What a play by DeBrincat to keep it away. And this is a puck that's available at the near corner. And around this one goes. Empty net to fire. It's blocked in front. Stützle. Good defensive efforts by the Red Wings. Still, it is 2-1 Senators. And the Red Wings, on their last breath, stay alive. Kane, Seider, or actually DeBrincat, fired over towards the near corner for Chabot. Red Wings able to hold it. Far corner. Dylan Larkin from the right circle. Larkin fires it. There's a block. And his puck is still loose behind the net. And it's still up for grabs. The Sens trying to take control. Was there a trip there? The Senators keep this. As the Sens still hold it. Their fans thought there should have been a tripping penalty. The officials did not see it. Red Wings change. And the Senators change as well. This takes a bounce. And it's behind the net. No icing because it takes a bounce off of someone in front, so there's no icing. Soderblom, last minute. Elmer Soderblom around Jake Sanderson. Soderblom towards the point for Gustafsson. Now the left side for Tarasenko. Gustafsson back for Tarasenko. Tarasenko lost it. And now this puck is still alive. This takes a bounce at the near half boards. 45 seconds. Soderblom had a loss from Tarasenko. Tarasenko still controlling. Tarasenko around. Vladimir Tarasenko goes towards the far corner. Tarasenko waits with the puck. Gustafsson now Tarasenko again. Tarasenko again. One more time. Evason deflected. And Ullmark with a sprawling save right in front. 22 seconds to go. Now towards the point. Gustafsson. Evason pass across for Tarasenko. Can't match up with this. 15 seconds to go. And it's Evason right in front. Ullmark! Oh my goodness! Linus Ullmark somehow kept that off the net! A chaotic sequence at the Red Wings' own end in which they had to fight for their very lives, keeping this one away. And then the other end, Linus Ullmark was under heavy duress as he was under siege throughout. And Simon Edvinsson shaking his head knowing that he had a tied game on his grasp. And now Todd McClellan is going to use his timeout. Ullmark has been outstanding tonight, having turned away 48 of the 49 Red Wings shots. The Red Wings have more than doubled the Senators in shots on goal. This is the definition of goal lead. But do take into account, Ullmark is one of the best goalies in the NHL, and it's games like these in which remind you exactly why. An outstanding game for Ullmark. The go-ahead goal by Dylan Cozens as of right now. To the right of Ullmark for the faceoff. Larkin up against Giroux. Who wins it? Oh, there was movement before. Rasmussen had to be separated before this faceoff from Artem Zub. 9.8 seconds to go in regulation. Red Wings hoping for a miracle. More movement. And Rasmussen will slot into place of Larkin because of that movement. Tie about the faceoff. It is the Senators in control. They clear this one down for the ice. Red Wings have to rush back for the icing, and they do, which leaves 2.5 seconds on the clock. Detroit has to hope for a miracle now to win this game. 11 shots for Alex DeBrincat. He has been turned away by Linus Ullmark each and every time. Do we see a last second goal here? Larkin up against Ridley Gregg for this faceoff. Detroit's right, Ottawa's left. Off this faceoff, several shots at the puck, and no! It will not count! The green light was on! This goal will not count! The game is over! The Red Wings are celebrating. They think they have tied the game up. Wait a second. They will be reviewing it. The play is going to be under review to determine where the puck crossed the goal line. This puck went inside the net way after the clock hit 000. So his goal, by all accounts, should not count. But this was way after the green light come on, after Lucas Raymond released it. In NBA rules, this would have counted, but because it's NHL rules, it will not count. The game is over. And the Ottawa Senators get one of the best performances by a goaltender all season long. Linus Ullmark with an outstanding game, stopping 48 of 49. What a match. Take a bow, Linus. Take a bow. And if you're a Red Wings fan, that has got to hurt. The skid continues at 6 consecutive losses for the Red Wings. And the Senators firmly established themselves as the first wild card in the Eastern Conference. And Lucas Raymond is in disbelief. It's Ullmark. It's a legacy game. 48 of 49. Dylan Cozens with 12th goal of the season on the power play. Jake Sanderson and Brady Tkachuk the assists. And that is all from Canada's capital. Ullmark, the hero. Dylan Cozens with the icing on the cake. Thanks for tuning in. I am Alec Nava saying so long from Canada's capital. Good night.